Yo, yo. Man, bro. Mark Jackson.
Yeah, okay. I'm here now. Okay. Yeah, all right. So, I don't know. Sometimes I also feel like I should just be streaming as well, like some of these thoughts. Okay. We were KB was calling me, and I just wanted to get this part off and start recording as well.
You called
Yo,
me,
this.
nigga. Say that.
I mean, but you called me earlier.
Nah, true.
Um, Regardless, we were talking about the whole what you call it voting, and jeez, somebody lost his job. Um, Bro, Mark Jackson not voting for Jokic is like by far some of the most criminally insane things I've ever seen in my life. And everybody, the crazy part about it is that everyone talks about how. Well, let me first situate it. So for those who don't know, and it like kind of news is breaking right now as they reveal certain things, and I'm so happy that they finally reveal these people who vote for these players because my goodness, at times it can be a joke. But we sit here and figure out, the things and the nature in which people have these conversations about these players. And I just, again, the way that certain people talk about Jokic is some of the most disturbing things I've ever seen in my life. So Jokic on Mark Jackson's MVP ballot, it goes Joel Embiid, Giannis, Tatum, Shea Gilgis Alexander, and Donovan Mitchell. I
Nah,
mean, like
bro.
literally, you have to
Like,
force your way into believing that this right here is adequate. And so the crazy part about it is Mark Jackson is someone who actually has a voice in. Mark Jackson is someone who has a voice in the NBA, so he's either going to do one or two things in these upcoming games that he has to commentate. He's either going to act as if like um he does not he did the public does not deserve an explanation from him. Which if he feels that way, that's fine. Um, but he's either going to do that, like it's nobody's business why I didn't vote for Jokic, or B, he's going to sit here and make up some miscellaneous reasons to why Jokic should not have won the MVP of standards in which I know for a fact he's never held anyone to. And so when we sit here and have these conversations about, oh, the stat nerds, they telling y'all what's valuable, who's moving the goalposts, and yada yada yada. The people who actually who change and move the goalpost about what it means to be valuable. The people who do that the most are actually the opposite. It's actually the people who are involved in the NBA, who are coaches or ex players, who are people on national media. Those are the people who actually change their perception of what the MVP is on a year to year basis, way more than anyone else, by far. Oh wait, the Celtics made a lineup change. Thank goodness.
what they
Maybe
do?
maybe they put
Oh, no,
maybe
they
they put
put
Tatum.
Robert Williams in the starting lineup, I think.
Maybe they put Jason Tatum on the bench.
Right?
I don't know. Who knows?
Wait, what? Oh, you're trolling. I was about to say.
But yeah, it's this is like by far one of the worst voting I've seen ever. Out of all the research I was doing, out of everything I was nitpicking certain voters and what somebody did from one year to the next, not having Jokic
Out of any award or just
no
for the
for when I was
MVP?
doing the MVP voting. This is the worst. This is the
Okay.
worst selection I've seen for a non-selection I've seen from a MVP voter ever. When somebody was unanimously viewed as a top three candidate, some people had him as the winner. For someone who did not, who was viewed as a winner by many, not to receive a single vote, not a top two vote, not a top three vote, not a top four vote. He was not one of the top five candidates. And some of the players that you picked, you cannot even convince me why. You can't convince me why. Like, genuinely speaking, you cannot convince me why. And if you really want me to get nasty, it's why it's even more ironic about that shit that Perkins was saying about, oh, he getting voted because of the race. Because when I go back through Mark Jackson's history, When I go back through Perkins' history, when I go back through some of the other people's histories, in particular the ones who work at ESPN, there tends to be a consistent theme of who they vote for, unironically. But you cannot tell me. I mean, there's no argument. Like, there's literally no argument at all that anyone can make to why Jokic is not a top 5 MVP candidate. Like, there's just not. There's none.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first seen it, I thought it was on a those fake NBA Central accounts that be posting like random crazy things. I just thought it was one of those like on a burner type shit, and I thought that like okay, this can't be real. And then when I seen like a bunch of reposts, you reposting and it actually being like something valid in terms of what he actually voted, I was like pretty shocked. And the first thing I thought of is like legit when I'm going through down this list, I'm like, okay, Joel Giannis, fine. Two of the three legitimate top three MVP candidates, normal, right? And then when I went down and I saw Jason Tatum, I'm like, okay, one of the best records in the league, very well balanced, had a solid year. I understand, but still, it's like a far fetch. I don't really think he deserves MVP vote, especially not a top three one. And then SGA and Donovan Mitchell. SGA had a breakout season. All NBA first team, deserved a lot of love and praise. He's a fantastic player, I think. Did not deserve a single MVP vote. I don't know why he managed to do that. And then Donovan Mitchell he's ended off the year like playing pretty mid, I'm pretty sure. So I don't understand why he would be getting an MVP vote. And on top of that, you're right. The consensus was usually Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic. At one point, like during early in the season, it was just Jokic. Like even though Joel Embiid was
until
having a
March 3rd.
fantastic season, some people thought legitimately it was about to be unanimous MVP again for Jokic. And I was one of them at one point because of what he was doing offensively, which is throughout the entire year was unheard of. He was leading a team that had a top 10 defense from January onwards to December. And his team was actually healthy and they were winning consistently. They were by far, like other than the Bucks, the most consistent group of guys in the NBA in terms of a team. And he was the sole culprit for that. And you could tell right now in these playoffs. So like to sit here and not vote for him and the irony of the perk calling out like the racist cards during the MVP vote makes it even worse. Like what Lo said, it just to me like it doesn't make any sense as to why he doesn't have not even a single top 5 vote. Like if you have a vendetta against a player, like I guess, but then your vote shouldn't really matter if you're just gonna be biased towards other guys and just use like flawed logic as to why they're MVPs over a legitimate candidate.
Did
So
he give a
I
reason
think
already?
you said what, Swiper?
Did he give a reason already?
No,
No,
he
we're just
didn't.
assuming that because he's going to be commentating one of these games that he's going to explain
Yeah,
himself. I'm
I honestly
assuming.
don't. I don't think it's really that much of an issue beyond basketball. Honestly, I mean, for me personally, I've heard Mark Jackson talk about Jokic a lot, and he's been very favorable over the years. I just think he, in this race, it could have been because at first I thought it was Mark Jones because I don't know if you heard Mark Jones talk about Joker
Yeah,
before,
Mark
but
Jones is not like him at all.
yeah, he doesn't the defense thing and all that other stuff, but I don't think Mark Jackson had any ill intent. I just think I just think in his mind. And again, I don't know. Maybe because he's older, and he might have. Again, let me say this. I want to be respectful to the older gentlemen and women who are part of the voting process. But in particular, there's a couple older males: Wilbon, Greg Anthony, and Mark Jackson. All former players or extremely long in the tooth in terms of the journalism game and all that. Wilbon, Anthony, and Jackson all have a particular way they view basketball. And Wilbon has come out and said multiple things about Joker. He was picking Devin Booker over him last year. He now doesn't think that Jokic is like even the best player in the series they're playing. He thinks the Nuggets should be losing this series. He doesn't value what Joker does. But I can hear that for basketball reasons. I think on the other side of this, Mark Jackson, I don't know if Mark Jackson maybe thought he was filling out all NBA voting because it looked like it was all positional too. But again, I don't know. But I don't think that Mark Jackson had any ill intent in not voting for Joker. I just think, he might have honestly just like thought that these dudes were better. I mean, it really could have just been as simple as that. But I think that's when you get to the basketball portion of that he just made a mistake. Like, and he made a legitimate mistake, like a colossal one but I don't think it's as deep as the implicit bias thing. But that's just me, at least. I just don't think
I don't
Mark
know.
did that.
Even if someone can be on national TV and not want to bash a guy because of like the the pushback he would get. Like even though it's Jokic and there's a lot of people in like around NBA media and just like people who just watch basketball frequently who like to push like the anti-Jokic agenda, even if it's just for fun. Like he knows he would get pushback if he would do that just all the time. So I don't really think it's something of like he actually likes somebody, just thinks they're better. Because it's not a basketball. Like if you watch the game of basketball, there's not a basketball reason as to why 3 out of the 5 guys that you voted for is better than Jokic in any facet at all. So other than I guess defending, and that's just for one of them. The other two are still not a valid reason in my opinion. So it just doesn't make any sense for him to not even be a top 3 candidate, let alone a top 5 one. It's mind boggling to me. It reminds me of one like remember in 2019, I forget this guy's name. He's a commentator, so I think his name was Hubert or something like that, who voted for Fred VanVleet for Finals MVP. That like this and that are like pretty similar to
Hubie
me.
Brown. Hubie Brown.
Yeah, like in terms of like
Yeah,
what.
but Hubie's like in his 80s, though, bro.
Yeah, that's why I was. Yeah, he might legit have dementia. So I'm not even really.
Nah, that's crazy.
If
Nah, he
nah,
don't have
swipe
dementia.
if you go and look though, it's pretty telling that like almost every ESPN analyst had Jokic third.
Yeah, I mean, but again, I said that last year. Jokic didn't win a majority of ESPN votes last year, though.
Yeah.
Like he's never been the brand of the studio for the most part. Now I was surprised to see like Taylor Rooks in them, because Taylor has been pretty high on Jokic, and so I did see that she did vote for Embiid. But it just is what it is, bro. I think after Perk did what he did, and I've said this, and I'll continue to say this, for the years to come. After Perk did what he did on after March 3rd, when they were up 7 games in the standings, and then he went on the stat padding comments and the white voter stuff. Everything changed. Everything changed after that. So I don't think I've ever seen something like that happen in my life. Like, and I've been watching the NBA since. I remember Jordan winning an MVP. Like I remember Hakeem winning MVPs. Like I remember Malone winning
Damn.
MVPs. Again, bro, we're the same age, Lo. Shut up.
Damn, nigga.
I don't remember that shit.
Yeah, because you weren't watching basketball until 2015, bro. Anyway, look, move on.
I
No.
was young. That's why I don't remember that
So,
shit. I was 5.
so yeah, I was also never mind, bro. We were all watching basketball. You don't remember watching Hakeem win an MVP,
I don't
bro?
remember. No, I don't remember things at 5.
Bro, I'm sorry what to tell you, bro. Like I remember falling down the stairs. Anyway, I'm not gonna tell you, bro. Anyway, I remember falling down the stairs when I was like
Falling down the
43 years old.
stairs.
Yeah, bro, 3 years old. Blue napkins in my hand, tripping my laces, and fell down the stairs, bro. Listen,
I ain't
so
gonna lie, I just woke up and I was 4. That's
right there you go. So again, I think some of this though it does come down to, bro. Like I just think this year, though, and KB, you can tell me if I'm tripping. I just think that there's never, ever been a year like this with the narrative as getting as bad as it was that shifted the momentum. And so for me, this Mark Jackson thing is just part of course for me.
I feel you because you've been on, unfortunately, been on the bad end of a lot of Jokic slander, and a lot of guys do troll you about that. Some actually are being serious, so I can understand like why you don't. I guess it doesn't phase you, but like when someone who's not really like a Jokic stan, neither a Jokic hater, who just like legit just watches him out of because I think he's a great basketball player, obviously. I just find it weird that like people who watch this game or even played it too, or just have these weird agendas against certain players because of like certain aspects of the game they don't like, or them lacking a certain type of prowess offensively or defensively. It's just like it doesn't make any sense, and then you just lose credibility as someone who played basketball, and then people start to question your own basketball knowledge even though you made it to the NBA, and then that goes back to like the people being like, oh, you don't know ball. Only people who played in the NBA could talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like those type of people, and then it just makes it look even worse. You know. And like
But
Lo was saying about the advanced analytic people being
that's the part that bothers me.
like the advanced analytical people being the ones who are ruining the
The
NBA.
goalpost shifters,
But
those people are not the ones who actually shift the goalposts. If you go look at on a year to year basis, a lot of the beat writers and people who are more advanced analytics driven people, they vote fairly consistent. Like literally, like Wilbon would go on this whole soliloquy about defense, but then would then put Devin Booker over Giannis, and it's like that doesn't make any sense. That's not consistent with what you're saying. Like the people who move the goalposts the most, ironically, are the ones who complain about everybody else moving the goalposts. Like Kendrick Perkins is up there. Oh well, the goalpost, the goalpost, the goalpost, and then like if you go look at how he's voted over the past 2 to 3 years, It's none of it has been consistent at all. Like not even a little bit. It's not been consistent at all. So I don't understand this the argument of like the people who are analytic driven, those have actually been some of the most consistent voters over the past 3 to 5 years
Well,
by far.
I think if anything, after this, even where we are in the playoff run, because I've kind of been prepping for this, um, the analytics have been right in the regular season. They've been right in the playoffs. And if you look at the analytics for the playoffs, they're matching up to be the same for the analytics in the regular season. And the same player who's been at the top of the analytics in the regular season for the past 3 seasons is the same player who's been top of the analytics in the playoffs. And you can also see that in your court value. So I think that, like, if anything, this is just solidifying why that stuff is helpful, why that stuff is important to utilize. But I do think Greg Anthony, during the over the course of the year, because I remember watching all this stuff, he said that his voting was going to come down to whichever player had the best record between Giannis and Embiid and Jokic. And he basically made this whole thing say, when it's this close, I'm going to give it to the person with the best record. But do you know who he ended up voting for MVP?
Who was that?
It was Embiid, who had the worst record. He had the worst positioning in the conference. So, again, a lot of this just comes down to a lot of people. And again, I just think that, like, it's inconsistency from Wilbon and them. But at the end of the day, bro, all that stuff is cool. But I'm telling you, from a basketball standpoint, it was very consistent. And then literally, Kendrick Perkins happens. The Nuggets lost 4 straight games, and everything from there fell apart. Everything fell apart. It went haywire. All of a sudden, now defense matters more. Now everybody's making these cut-ups of like, oh, look at Jokic getting cooked on defense. Oh, well, this and that. How valuable is he? Well, Embiid's going to doing athletic. He's doing athletic interviews. He's doing sham interviews. He hasn't won it. Remember Bill Simmons himself, who just said in the middle of the year, he said that, well, I think history will look better if Embiid has 1 and Giannis and Jokic is 2. And then later comes out and said, I'm probably going to regret that for the rest of my life. And he's right. Because, again, everybody bought into this really weird narrative as the year went on. And then obviously Embiid had that 52-point game versus the Celtics at the end of the year with no Robert Williams on the court and no Jaylen Brown and all this other stuff. Like, everything just kept cascading. And everybody went away from the traditional stuff of number 1 in the conference and records and all that stuff. And it just changed. So I just don't think that Mark Jackson, like, I think, again, it was a mistake. But for me, bro, it's just like, it is what it is. Like, I think he made a basketball mistake, but I don't feel like he had any ill intent in it. But, you never know. You don't know the mind of a person.
Yeah. The point that last one is what I just really want to nail home. Wes is Wes. I just really want to nail home like the idea that, like, bro, the people who actually move the goalposts the most are the people who complaining about everyone moving the goalposts. Kendrick Perkins, you can just go year by year by year what Kendrick Perkins quote unquote claimed that he valued, and year by year by year it changes. Same thing with Wilbon. I think Jalen Rose earlier this year said something similar about how he was leaning more Jokic but he ended up putting Jokic third. Like I think almost every every person on ESPN, even including JJ, which I don't know if Reddick is considered ESPN or not, but they have him listed as ESPN. Even he put him third. So I just think when you're in an echo chamber like that, like even your logic that you may spew out one day can be significantly altered if everyone at the locker room is sitting here saying something completely different. And I just think I don't know. I just think that's very telling.
Yeah,
Yes, Wes.
I just didn't agree.
Yes, Wes. Yeah.
You said yes was. Nah, one of the things that I was thinking, because I felt like Swiper was actually really kind in his assessment. But maybe I misinterpreted what he meant by like mistake. Maybe he was saying like just regrettable decision mistake. Because I do feel like it was on purpose. Like I don't feel um like he just forgot Jokic existed. And I'm not sure like if anyone has any ideas of how to hold people accountable, because just releasing and leaking, some of these guys they're so protected even when you do something like that, like release, oh, it was this person who did it, that it really doesn't matter to them and it really doesn't bother them. um But we have to have a better like way to hold people accountable for things like that, like this. Excuse me, in my opinion, because it's like the part like I don't think top five finishes really means anything for a career, but like you start to play with people's livelihoods, it's like okay, well something should there should be some type of repercussion for that, because there's no defense for it. There's no reasoning. He couldn't provide anything that would make me feel comfortable. I don't know about you all, but it's just like at this point, when you do certain things, it's just yeah, nah, we can't allow you to still hold this position on like this committee. We can't allow you to still be able to vote on this thing or these things or whatever it is. Something has to be done because um this is just like it's really absurd. Like Donovan Mitchell was a more valuable player than
I was more shocked at Jason Tatum. I'm gonna sound like a hater, but
no. For him not to be top five at all, like in yeah, Jason Tatum being three, whatever, but JT had a better year than D Mitch, in my opinion. Now whether or not you
that's
feel
the thing
like
though. And I was more like I was shocked at the fact that Jason Tatum is 3 rather than Donovan Mitchell being there at 5. You know what I mean?
what yeah, for me it's just like if he had Jason Tatum three and Jokic four, I wouldn't have been pleased, but it's something I could stomach more, you know? But
Yeah.
like him not there at all and Donovan Mitchell ends up making the list. I love SGA to death. Like, yeah, it's weird. It's just really weird, and I feel like repercussions should be a part of this stuff. Like just like that stupid voter who voted for Melo the year where LeBron was supposed to have a unanimous MVP and he didn't get it because of the New York writer or whatever who voted Melo. Like that stuff should cost you your vote. You shouldn't be able to do stuff like that.
Well, didn't I don't remember y'all directly. Didn't Maria Taylor DPOY last year? Didn't she? I think it was 2 years ago. Didn't she accidentally not vote for Anthony Davis or something like that? Like, wasn't there? Because she got in trouble, and I think she lost her vote partially because she went to CBS or CBS. No, not CBS. NBC or wherever she
NBC.
went. Yeah, but do you remember what I'm talking about, Wes? When she had that mistake, she had to come out and basically say like, I made a mistake. I actually put the wrong name.
I do remember like an apology. I didn't know she lost her vote for it, but I mean, that's
It
cool.
might have been because she transitioned out too, though.
Well, I'm with whatever type of like I'm with people being reprimanded for things, but it's a slippery slope too, because it's like, can you ever definitively tell somebody like their opinion is dead wrong? Like it's a tough
Mm-hmm.
thing, but I can't fathom that. And like Mark is a guy who I felt like, at least from a basketball like the commentary was like, he's a pretty good commentator. Like I vouch for him getting another opportunity as a coach. But like that just looks really bad. Like that's like a black mark. And now it's like, all right,
Hey
I
yo,
understand.
Wes, I might have missed part of the conversation, but I'm trying to see why is it wrong for Mark Jackson, right, to vote for the brothers, right, disacknowledge Jokic, but it happens to us all the time. Why is it not okay? And I see what happened. I see what happened from a basketball standpoint. I understand, but we acting like this ain't reality. Like we don't get
What?
snubbed for shit all the time.
Because
Bro, two
two wrongs
wrongs don't
don't
make
make
it
a
right,
right.
bro.
That's why it's a very simple concept. Two wrongs do not make a right.
All
And
right,
this
cool,
has
cool,
nothing
cool.
to
So
do
like,
with
it's a cause and effect, right? Why he's doing this because they do that. So really and truly, we got to get them in check. This ain't really an
That's even
issue.
worse.
This ain't really an issue.
Anyway, bro, can
So
we Euro
So
this,
so
Bro, what
please?
are we talking about?
we got to
we
fix the
have to be
original
racist because
problem.
they're racist. So we have to be racist
No,
because
just
they're
just
racist.
Euro this, please. Just Euro
No, no,
this.
I'm not saying that we have to, but this is pretty much like the nature of how it is, right? Like the reality is stopping the root problem instead of looking at all the effects and saying that's wrong, that's wrong.
Yeah, violence only begets more violence.
Yes,
That
we
would be
should
the whole
rob
issue.
people because they robbing people.
Come on, man. Y'all know exactly.
Yeah,
We
bro.
talking about
I'm never
basketball
gonna
here.
I
go.
mean that is putting
No,
their
I feel
cash.
what you're saying,
It's
but
very
like at the same time, like if people are getting robbed, because people are robbing people because they're getting robbed all the time, then maybe they I'm not saying they have a right to feel that way, but
But
there's a reason they feel that way. Come on, man, cut it
nah,
out.
but
Y'all
Okay.
Cash,
playing
Can we
circle
Euro this,
games,
please?
dog.
nah, yeah,
Y'all playing circle games, dog.
but Cash,
Jokic
regardless,
got some looks. Jokic definitely
Cash
got some
with
looks.
this
Reading the reports
situation,
in the media that
Cash,
just because he was white.
but
If
see, I was
somebody
I was just
if
about to go
somebody
there.
did
I
not
was about
vote
to
for
go
Oh.
there.
Embiid,
With this
if somebody did not vote for Embiid over I'm sorry, Wes, but
situation,
if somebody did not vote for Embiid, especially over these past 2 to 3 years, outside of potential just missed games, that would be ludicrous. Where Embiid has undeniably been a top 5 player in the regular season over the past 3 seasons now. That would just be silly if somebody decided not to do that.
and
Like that'd be
and on
silly.
top of that, like with the Jokic stuff, this notion that Jokic has gotten praise because he is white is just really laughable. It's actually really disrespectful to the game of basketball. It's disrespectful to Jokic and the work he's put in because he wasn't this good when he came in the league. He got better. He put in all the work to be on this level, to get this respect, to be in these conversations, and then for somebody to just write it off as, oh, he's the great white hope or some corny stuff is really, really just disrespectful. And not only
Two
to
things can be
Jokic,
true
but
though.
to the game
Two
of
things can be
basketball.
true,
And on
Wes.
top of that, when it comes to Lowe's point with Embiid, yes, if Bill Simmons, if Bill Simmons came out and did not vote for Embiid to be top 5 on his ballot because he said, "Oh, well, I remember the conversation." And granted, Mark Jackson hasn't given a reason, so I'm not pulling this from anywhere. I'm just speaking. If he like did that, Bill Simmons, and his reasoning was, oh well, I remember the conversation that Kendrick Perkins was having this year around race relations, and I didn't agree with it, so I decided to just completely go off and I didn't vote any black player, not just Embiid. Let's say he didn't vote any black players; it was all just white players. That would be
So who would be third on this list then,
that would be.
Wes?
You said what?
Who would be third on the list then? Sabonis if he did that?
I mean, I don't know, but let's just Lucas, Jokic, the ball.
Jokic and Sabonis. Yeah, that's about it.
Who knows, bro? Who knows?
Tyler Hero at
Yeah,
4.
like some crazy stuff, bro. And it would
Tyler
be
Hero is
good,
crazy.
Alex
it
Caruso
would
at
be
5,
really,
bro.
it would be really disrespectful. Nikola Vucevic in there somewhere.
Actually, let me go take the time out to go see how he did vote for all NBA. So let me go do that
Who,
real
Bill
quick.
He
Simmons?
had LeBron. Yeah, he had LeBron on three team, I think, and then Jalen was on second team. I mean, that was like the most controversial. He had Embiid on first team and Jokic on second team.
But he has the bonus.
Yeah, he has Sabonis third team, like he should. And also, that's another thing. I don't know. People are like upset about that apparently now. That Sabonis was third, not AD. Given the context of the regular season,
A
that makes
regular
complete
season
sense.
award, bro.
Well, no, but
Yes,
Sabonis played
but why?
79
But why?
games.
But why did LeBron make it then?
I had LeBron third team, so I thought he was the sixth.
Why?
What do you mean? Why?
Why?
Who's he going to make it over him? Laurie
Why?
Marketing? I had Laurie Marketing over Julius Randle. I'll tell you that much.
Julius Foulius. All right. Um. Why? I just think that if you want to say that, as long as if the reason why you didn't put other players on the list is because of games played, then LeBron should not be there because
No. Do the
I'm no,
forward
I'm not.
position.
I'm saying if I'm not saying you. I'm saying if the reason why certain players didn't make it is because of games played, then LeBron should not have made it because LeBron played the same amount of games as and he played fewer games than AD. He played one fewer game than AD.
And Sabonis was better than AD in the regular season, though.
Oh, I personally think that Triple J should have made it over. What's his name
Wait, Triple J at what position?
at forward?
Yeah, nah.
Over who? Over who?
LeBron,
But
bro.
I don't know. Bro,
I think, but my personal beliefs are you have. I mean, my goodness, if I have somebody who's played more games, who's just more impactful, I mean, my goodness, like where do we stop?
JJ was not a more impactful player than LeBron James.
I don't.
With all due respect.
I think that's fine, but if at 56 games, I
How many
think
did
that
JJ play?
64.
8 more games? That's different for us?
I
I
mean,
think the
if
56.
if you're
I think
splitting
the 56
hairs,
games from
you know.
Anthony Davis. I think the 56 games from Anthony Davis is better than how many ever games than Sabonis played.
No,
79,
you're bugging. You're. I actually think you're
23
trolling.
games.
I actually think you're trolling. Like I
I'm
actually
actually
think you're
not
trolling.
trolling. I wish I was actually. Wish I was.
But yeah, Wes, just to follow up with this again, that's just my statement. I don't think that he intentionally and Mark Jackson did this for any nefarious reason. I think this was just a casual take. But again, I'm talking about the old heads, and particularly the old heads that are like the black old heads that were hoopers or whatever. They just have a way of viewing the game, and maybe SGA, Mitch, and Giannis, and Embiid, and Jason Tatum, bro, they just felt like their game situated better than the regular season. So I fully disagree with that, obviously, but I can at least see a pathway to that as opposed to the other
Is
one.
this his
You
first year
think
with
that
the
they might
vote?
have valued defense and their defense over Jokers?
No, because
No,
Joker's a better
not
defender
defense.
than a couple of those players on that list.
Exactly. The Joker's a better defender than
Is this
defense.
Jackson's first year with the vote?
No.
No.
He's been
Well,
there.
what's his voter history like? Did he vote? Not to say it would, excuse it or make it okay, but did he vote Jokic MVP the past 2 years?
Bro, I feel like he did, bro. I gotta go look at it. I do feel like he
I
did.
gotta look. I gotta look.
Well, if he did that, I guess losing his vote would be a little harsh. But
No, he needs to lose it.
he said no.
Lose it. Give it to me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Not putting him top five
Pause.
does make me want to make you lose your vote. I ain't gonna care.
Pause. NMZ, is this something you want to say? You better come with the knowledge, bro. The knowledge. I do feel like you're being you're being very generous, Swiper. You're being very, very generous.
I
I
just
like
want to
Mark
say
Jackson. Nah, I just don't.
shout out Mark, but not Mark
Shut the
Jackson, Mark Jones.
No way.
You're
Hey,
trolling.
I'm
You're
saying Mark
trolling.
Yeah, he's
Jones,
trolling.
Mark Jones, because Denver fans were in Mark Jones' replies
Oh, because he
swearing
beat
it
the
was him.
allegations.
Yeah, Mark. They were saying Mark
But
Jones,
it
you have
makes
an
more sense that way though,
anti-Jokic
NMG.
agenda. You didn't vote for him, and he was in
That's what
his
I'm saying.
reply
But it
standing
makes
on
more
it.
sense though.
But hey, he was standing on it. He's like, it wasn't me, and he was telling him I did not do that. He was in my top five. Go battle this argument with somebody else. And now that it was released, conveniently, all those people in his replies are it's crickets. They all disappeared.
To be fair, Mark Jones said that John Morant's a better two-way player than Nikola Jokic. So
I mean,
I remember when
That's a
he said
separate issue,
Please,
though. That's a
please.
separate issue.
I did remember that broadcast. I was dumbfounded. I know.
Oh man, it's
I
just
mean,
No,
he
but
might have
on
been
the real
cooking something
though,
right there. Like,
Mark Jackson
Oh,
should lose his vote.
KB, you okay?
That's what I think.
thank you. He should lose his vote, bro.
he
That's
should.
too criminal. It's too criminal for
Not
you.
leaving an almost like at one point a unanimous MVP voter
Yes.
top five is insane. I'm not
Like
like that
it's the
is
same
Wait,
thing
you guys think it was intentional or he forgot?
intentional.
I think it was intentional.
Intentional.
I don't think you forget about
It's like
Jokic.
there's no way he got to. Okay, we
I
got
think it was
Joel.
basketball
Look.
intentional,
You
personally.
telling me this was him at the voter ballot? Okay, we got Joel and we got Giannis for sure, right? I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Jason
Yeah,
Tatum.
you
Yes,
can't
sir.
really
Yes, sir.
just forget. The top three was like the main discussion, so I don't know.
He's like no, bro. He didn't forget
And
shit.
NMZ, just let's in fairness, quote unquote, if he did happen to forget, he also should still lose his vote because that means like whether you want to say mentally, he may no longer have the capacity, which I don't believe. But if someone made a mistake like that, an error like that, where it just slipped their mind, like of arguably the best player in the world, like being on the MVP ballot with the season he had, especially considering the way the season went. There was one point where we were talking about Jokic being a unanimous MVP this season. And then it went from that to, oh, I just forgot he existed. Like, yeah. So either way it goes, I do think he should face some punishment. Whether he should lose it all together, I don't know. But I'm actually gonna look up who do they release that information every year.
Yeah,
All right,
it's every
I'll
year.
look up
Well, for
who
the
he
Wait,
last,
voted for.
Yeah, you
for the
can
last
wait.
just go
five.
to
Hold on, Lo.
NBA.com.
All right,
Did you
right.
see who he voted for All NBA?
No, Swipe was right. He voted for Jokic. He voted for Jokic, Sabonis, and Luka. So
So you didn't forget him. That nigga did not forget that nigga, dog. He's
I told
wild.
you
also
it was basketball, bro.
there's somebody who voted for Porzingis for two people. Excuse me.
Hey, no, I'm not
I
mad
will
at
say,
that.
bro.
I'm pushing my KP agenda.
Stop.
I wanted him to be an
You're
all-star. I
disgusting.
really did.
Disgusting.
He
Hey,
he had an
all
okay
I
season.
know is this,
Don't
Wes.
disrespect him.
You're disgusting.
If NMG, I hope you're still here too. If Jokic keeps this up, there's going to be the overcorrection of the century next season, bro. I'm telling you that right now, bro. There will be a
If Jokic
massive
gets
swing
what?
the other way. If Jokic keeps going on a pace he's at right now and like continues through the WCF and then possibly maybe in the finals or whatever, there's going to whatever overcorrection you saw in March, the pendulum's going to swing the exact other direction for Jokic. It's going to be like the makeup MVP of probably the last 25 years or so.
A makeup MVP
Yeah,
already.
easily.
I actually do agree. They probably
You mean like the way Embiid just got one?
No,
no.
Embiid.
Okay, all right.
I actually think it'll be borderline unanimous. To be honest with you,
Eh,
if Jokic goes on and he's the number one seeded team, and he's anywhere near close to the level of efficiency while averaging 25 to 30 points and basically a borderline triple double, like if he does anything close to what he did this year, and he goes on to the finals or God forbid wins the championship, bro, they're overcorrecting so much so that they might give it to him unanimously.
nah, we need someone to vote someone else so
They
it can't
acting
be
like
unanimous.
Embiid ain't on the other side.
Yeah,
Probably
Embiid is
like
not that.
33-10,
Yeah,
Nah,
Nah,
I need
but
I need
I
low,
know he
that. I
ain't
need
get the
33
number
and
that.
one
10.
seed this year, but like he could be making the
I need
finals.
that
low. I will
step
argue.
unanimous.
Possibility. The
Yeah, I'm going
pendulum could
with
swing in, and we
I
could
ain't
be
gonna
doing the overcorrection of the century on this side
Yeah,
too.
nah.
I love this shit, bro.
Embiid
Even
I
was
if
the
love
he
this
it,
shit.
it
overcorrection.
wouldn't be an
That's the
does win, that's
point.
not gonna happen.
it wouldn't be an overcorrecting though because he got it though, so it wouldn't be an overcorrection.
He the overcorrection
Oh,
of
we feel like we
MVP.
owed one. We feel like we owed one. Trust.
You
Trust.
already got
Y'all ain't
your.
got to agree with
But
us.
he
Oh no,
Wait,
no,
got
we
it
ain't talking about
though. You
this one.
got
We
it
talking
this
about
Hey,
one
year.
of the
the
year
count should be
last year.
Embiid 2, Jokic 1. What a take.
Right,
That's
that's
how we
exactly what
What
it
feel.
a
It
is.
should be
take.
2-1, but you know they
What a
got it. We
take.
No,
live with it, and we see them doing their little mall rounds, doing their little
Remember,
media runs.
here come
this
the
is
agenda push, man.
This is what happened, Wes. Remember, March 3rd, all that stuff happened, Wes. Remember, the Bonton poll came out. Jokic had 77 first place votes. Everybody started crying on Twitter and started crying on ESPN and all saying, how could it be this big of a gap that doesn't make any sense? Tim Bontemps himself said it. And then Kendrick Perkins came out with the stat stuff, with the racist stuff. They lost 4 games, and Embiid started winning against a bad team, and then it went all over the place. I'm
The
telling you,
crazy
bro.
part, Swiper. Listen, I said
But
what Perkins
in the
said
midst of all
2
that,
years.
wasn't
Hold
that
on, hold
that
on. I
pivot?
said what
Wasn't
Perkins said
wait,
2
wait.
years before it. There is a level of truth to it. Y'all act like it's racist and he's embellishing or something. You could disagree with it, right? But when I said it was a troll, now the whole media run, well, Perkins at least, right? So let that be that. But last year when that poll came out, right? I think
Which fall?
it had your dude number one and all of that, and my dude was really running this shit. I do agree. Think that them votes come out a little. They gotta wait for all of this shit until the end of the season, man. But
Yo, bad guy.
that
I'm
shit
gonna.
happened to us, bro.
I just seen bad guy. I just seen your message, bro. I don't think there's like racist intent could definitely happen. I'm not saying it's not a possibility at all, but like, I don't think this is one of like the main reasons as to why. I think it just like
Bro,
lacks the.
y'all act like it ain't real, dog. It's definitely real. It's
But a
definitely
reason as
happens in
to
the NBA. It
no.
definitely
As a
You could
happens
reason
by
why
the
he
you could
wins the
media.
ar-
MVP.
but
As a
you could
reason as to why
argue
he
it
wins the
go the
MVP.
other way
No,
as
it's just
well.
people's
You could
value.
argue the other way as well that black
No, I
people get
agree. What
fulfill more
Mark
black
did
people.
is the same as what they did. I agree with it. But my whole thing is, I look at the first domino and say, that's the issue. We'll take ours gladly. Thank you.
Nah,
We love
It just
Mark
doesn't
Jackson for that type of shit. Good shit, Mark.
it just doesn't
I
make
don't.
any
That's
sense to
very
me.
ignorant, bro.
No, it is very
I'ma
ignorant.
be ignorant. I'ma
No,
be ignorant until the ignorance stops happening to us.
that's not
How
even
does
the
that
Somebody
solution.
help?
slap me,
Never
I'm
mind.
slap.
Never
I'm
mind.
no, I'm taking the Malcolm X approach, bro. I'm not Martin
That's
Luther
not what
with this
Malcolm
shit.
X
I'm
said.
sorry.
That's not what Malcolm said, by the way.
Well, and also that's not what's been going on.
And
Like
that's
this idea
literally post Mecca Malcolm. That is not what he said at all. That's not what the discussion about.
that's not what's been going on either. This idea that because again, if that is the case, then the only white people who've won MVPs, what Nash, Dirk, and Jokic and Bird, like I like is what
Yeah, if
overwhelming
it's
amount of
close, we know what they gonna do. And if it's
That is
you feel
such
me? If it's close, we know what they
BS.
gonna do.
That's not true, bro.
I'm
not
acting like they always close in the MVP
Wasn't
race.
wait, hold on. Wasn't the final ballot for the actual MVP? Was it not even? Wasn't it like favoring Embiid by a lot?
Yes,
Which
this
one?
year was
yes. He got
this
15.
year
He
was
got
close.
15 vote, like first place votes, I think.
Yeah, Embiid got 15. Sorry,
Jokic.
Jokic got 15, and then Giannis got 12.
And how much did Embiid get?
75 first place votes.
So it literally after pushing like the racist agenda, the votes from what happened in March literally flipped. Like did a
It went from
360.
It went from 77 in Jokic to 75 in Embiid in a month.
Like, bro, what? No, come on.
That doesn't make any. But again, the amount of first place votes didn't make any sense this year. But to make it seem as if like there's this overwhelming amount of like, bro, like, there's only been 3 MVP white recipients since Bird.
Yeah,
Again,
they ain't
too,
really
but
been in contention. They ain't really been in contention. When they
I
do,
think that's
I see what
that is a
happens.
part of the discussion, though. It is, and again, there is a part of this where if you're a generational player, you typically win MVPs. But the problem is there's only a couple generational white players, and again, it's those 3 and Bird, and then before that, it's Kuzi and McHale and all the rest of those other dudes. But that's all that era. There are no
But he can't. But when it was that's still. I mean, when it was even more racist in America, Jerry West was the closest MVP race
Mm-hmm.
that there has been. Was the year in which Jerry West really truly should have won it, but he didn't win it. And he lost to Kareem. So the
Right.
closest is literally the closest MVP
I thought the
race.
Barkley one. I thought the Barkley one was the closest. Now
You can you could argue that, but
From a voting
the
standpoint, I think
problem
what
with
he's saying is like
but
the
even but either the Barkley one or the one that Jerry West lost. But the one, if not the closest, the second closest MVP race there was in NBA history was with a white man, and he didn't win it. Literally one of the greatest white players in NBA history. You can argue the second greatest white player in NBA history didn't win the MVP, and it was during a point in time where the world was way more racist than it is right now.
wait. I'm saying you're wait. So wait a minute. So you're saying the second greatest white player is currently playing. So I'm saying you're saying that when Jerry West
Okay,
was playing,
all right,
that
whatever. If you want to say Jokic is greater than Jokic, Jerry West, then have at it.
but look, I understand what you're saying, bro. I just think that I do think that's a point. I just in large part, I just don't think there's been a lot of white players since 1986
Let
that
me
have
ask
been able
y'all
to
something.
qualify for the conversation. That's just
Y'all
really
think
that simple.
Embiid kicking Joker ass in March had anything to do with this?
In March or January?
When was it? When he had his
January
March?
28th.
Was
Is
in
Bad
yeah,
talking?
January. My bad, January.
why do you know the incomplete
Wait, what'd you say,
dates?
NMZ?
I've literally covered every single Nuggets game, so I
That's
remember
what
Is
he
most
do.
of
Bad
He
these
good
guy
at
games.
what he
talking?
do.
Yeah, he is
Nah,
talking. Yeah,
Swiper.
he's
Okay, I can't hear him
You
for
think
me.
they held
I'm gonna leave and come
that
back.
head to head
I can hear everybody else though.
on Joker
Yeah,
head
it was
maybe?
for a 48 and 17. Yeah, it definitely helped. 48, 17, and
It was
5 in
ass
Philly.
one.
And then he dipped out the day the article came out for the next game. Yeah, I remember all this very clearly.
And in fairness, like before I go, because I gotta go to the gym. Embiid did like close
What you
the
working on today,
strong.
Wes?
You said what?
What you working on today, Wes?
Man, all I do in the gym is cardio, bro. I
Right.
work out to stay toned, like versus I don't build or anything like that. But in fairness, like I do think Embiid closed the season, stronger. Or he did. Like Jokic had a lot of letdowns in the second half of the season. As a team, they lost games that they shouldn't have lost. Yeah. But in the first half of the season, I felt like the lead was at least 2 tiers. So if anything, he was just making up. And some people would find that controversy, and I get it. Controversial, excuse me. But I just felt like Embiid in the second half was closing the gap, not extending his lead, and that's the issue with
especially
I
not to
had
75
right.
first
But
vote.
what easy schedule or easy games did the Sixers play when the vote swung? They had the hardest strength of schedule post All-Star break with the league's
Remember,
best
but
record.
yeah, that 52 point game versus the Celtics when they had no Jaylen Brown and they had no Robert Williams at the end of the year, and then they had the other games I think versus Chicago or whatever else it was. Remember, he went on that 9-game streak of
Chicago was
30-point
one of the
games,
best teams
and then,
post All-Star break.
yeah, bro, but it's still Chicago.
Didn't
Like
they kill?
respectfully,
Didn't they kill the Nuggets?
yeah, they did in Denver by 21. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was after the Nuggets had already
Oh,
secured that number 1 seed. Yeah, 1,000%. But I've been very consistent on this. So yeah, they lost. The Nuggets lost to the Nets in Denver when Jokic had that 30, 20, and 10 game, basically. Yeah, 30, 20, 10 game, I think it was. And then they lost to the Chicago Bulls. They lost to the Spurs. And then they lost to another team, I think the Raptors, in 4 straight games. And that's when Embiid had beaten some of these teams. But again, when he played Giannis, he got beaten at Giannis game. Then Giannis had outplayed him in that game. And then down the stretch of that game, that they had the next game they played, I think, the next few days or whatever, was they were supposed to play in Denver, and then Embiid sat out. So Embiid lost to the Warriors. He dropped 46 points. He then lost to the Suns when Kevin Durant and stuff was there, sat out the next game on that Monday. And then after that, he went and played the next 6 straight games or whatever else it was. So, yeah, he lost to the quality competition he was playing against. He was just putting up really good numbers.
So if we're going to mention who sat out on the opposition, we can mention who sat out for the Sixers in some of those games, right? Like that Warriors game, for example.
Which games?
Well, no, James.
Oh, James Harden sat out.
There for that game, and that's you only mentioned some of the games. Like still, they had the hardest strength of schedule post All-Star break with the league's best record, so they took care of business at the end of the day. Because if they were playing easy games and teams have a worse strength of schedule, that means everybody's playing easy games in your mind, at least.
And on top of that, just even with the tension about like the MVP rising towards the end of the year, the fact that like the Nuggets were starting to drop games a bit, like well, did they lose to that Toronto game when they were in Toronto, right?
In Toronto, mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that was like a damning game, and then y'all lost like a couple other ones. I think did y'all end up beating Brooklyn and Denver? Where like Brooklyn
they lost to Brooklyn, never beat Brooklyn in Brooklyn.
Yeah, like there was a couple of games while like Embiid was going on his stretch of like scoring or whatever, like for his MVP case, where like the Nuggets were like playing a little bit weird. And even you mentioned like during the year, like these guys aren't playing up to standard. Like Malone was saying it and everything, and they're like those type of little things, along with what like Kendrick Perkins was saying and other like people who have like votes, like just tend to flip the switch. And I think it legit like did a 360, like what you said, from 77 first place votes from Jokic to 75 for Embiid in like in a matter of a month is mind-boggling if you really think about it. That's like insane. That's like 100 and I want to say like 140 something vote difference.
152.
Like 152 vote swing. Like that's crazy. I'm not.
That I was surprised with. I was surprised by the disparity in the voting because.
And even Giannis, because he was picking up all that momentum. He only got 12 first place votes. So again, it was just he earned it on in his mind, and he was playing really well, 33 and 10 and 5, and then it was his turn. Narrative was out there, and then obviously Jokic slipped, the voter fatigue, the racism stuff, the stat padding, and then Giannis, going up and down to start the year off, the end of the year off crazy, and then they've stood number 1 seed. So yeah, it was definitely a lot of different things. But on that Mark Jackson thing, like I said, I don't think Mark Jackson did this for any ill intent. I think that he made a decisive basketball decision, and I think that's what I just disagree with there, obviously. But I don't think there should be anything more than that from Mark. But that's just my opinion.
I don't know, bro. I'm happy what's his name isn't here anymore. Thank goodness Trey isn't here. Because my goodness.
Why? What? What did Trey do, nigga?
Trey just would have went on tangent. All right. That's it.
That's crazy.
That's it. AJ's profile pic is insane. Just FYI.
I see him.
For the conversation. Mark Jackson just needs to lose his vote. ASAP. He needs to lose his vote.
Nah, man. He teaching them a lot. Hey, listen, man. What happens is wrong, and what he did right is wrong. It's like somebody slapping somebody in the face, right? And then how you gonna tell people stop slapping? Sometimes people who get
no one's slapping you in the face,
no
though.
One is
but no, what I'm saying as an example, KB, listen. Like if you're gonna somebody slapping in the face, right? People in the face, and it's wrong. You could tell them all you want. You can complain all you want. Sometimes the only way they gonna learn is if they get smacked in the face too.
But no one is getting smacked in the face.
Bro, I'm saying sometimes you gotta fight back the same way they
I
fight.
can
There's
understand.
nothing to fight back.
That's exactly the point. There's nothing to fight back.
There's nothing that you every single time we had these conversations, no one is not giving me clear-cut examples. Or
bro, let me show you something. Jerry Stackhouse is out there going through the ringer to get a job. Coach of the year, G League, this, that, right? Go to college, make tournament, doing whatever he doing. And you got these dudes, Jeff Saturdays and JJ Redick's. First thing you do, head coach, you can't even get through the door. It's a totality. Y'all thinking like when we talk about race, it's just here. We old heads, dog. We old heads, man. And we feel a certain when you get here, you might feel a certain way and say, hey, This just doesn't work talking to people all the time, marching all the time. If you get a chance, you go for your people. It's simple.
You're telling me that for A, there's an abundance of white players who aren't also coaching as well. So that's A. B, I don't what is Jerry Stackhouse done since he's as a coach?
Well, did he get a G League, make it to the finals or some shit? Win G League Coach of the Year. He did a great job in college. So what I'm saying is like it happens on the other end, and it could be related to this or related to that. But when a old man like Mark Jackson is going in there, don't think that he's dumb. Don't think that he made this move because he doesn't know basketball. He's a coach. He can break it down. Y'all seen what he did? Like, let's stop acting like Mark Jackson doesn't know what he's doing here. I think there's a
That's
reason for
even
this, and I
worse.
disagree with y'all. That's it.
That's
I'm gonna
even
just leave it right
worse.
there.
That's even worse. Like that's
Let it
legit
be.
even
Let it be. You don't understand. That's okay.
that doesn't solve anything legitimately. It doesn't solve anything at all. Even if you want like this problem to be solved,
But it highlighted a
this very
problem,
big
right? It
problem to be
highlighted a
solved.
problem with Mark Jackson. That's why we here, right? Look at it. Mark Jackson didn't vote for joking. We got a problem.
Yeah, it is a problem
It
if
is a
some
basketball problem. I don't know how he's not a
yeah.
top five MVP in his vote. Like it legit does not make
What,
any
what, what-
sense.
y'all listen to these players sometimes. What the Kyrie? What do people talk? Sometimes, listen. It takes something controversial to get the ball moving and rolling in the right way. KB.
But
Sometimes
what
it
is
does. It
but you're
doesn't
but
mean
what is
it
the
doesn't
but
mean
what
he's
is
right.
the
I never said he's right in what
I
he's
get
doing.
that.
I
I get
said I
that. But
What
stand
ball
by
is
him.
there to move though? That's the
what is
part I'm
that's
missing.
that's the question we keep asking. What is
The
there
ball,
to move
the
though?
ball to move is to get these voters right. To get these voters right and stop the biasness based on race and this and that.
Yeah, but you need
What
to give me
bias though?
example. You need to give me examples of which, and if you want to say back in the '60s, then I'm all for it. But you need to
Bro,
give me
people look,
examples.
people don't think like if y'all really listen, if y'all really think that we don't believe Joel was the MVP last year, y'all are highly mistaken. We believe that shit, but the numbers got y'all and the analytics got y'all. And who's running with that? What color is the analytical department?
But that what is that? Does that something to do with race, or it has to do with analytics?
Like you're saying no.
It has
He's
to do
saying
with
he's
race, analytics, and the
wait.
people who
No,
vote
it
on
has to
Wait.
do.
Are
shit,
you
bro. The
saying
NBA is
hold
media
on.
and
Okay, no. He's saying I'm gonna ask you this question. Are you saying the people who are on the analytical side who are more stat heavy, who know about the advanced analytical stuff, predominantly white? Are you saying that's why he got it last year?
yes, he got it because of the stats. That's how we feel. That's what we stand on. All of this VORP and all of this and that. We looking at the eye
Bro,
test and just
he
forget. When
was
we
you can
watch the
argue
games, we
he
know who's
was
the
in a
best
tougher
player.
conference on a worse team with a similar record, putting
Bro, that
on
man was a six
he
seed,
was
bro. They told us, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Stop. You know his roster was worse than Philly's. You know that. Why are we arguing this? There's legit basketball reasons as to why he was an actual MVP, and you keep alluding back to this whole
Bro,
race
we
issue,
came in the
which
season
is
last
fine.
year with
No
we
one's
came
saying that. No one's saying
we
this
had a
race thing.
hobble Harden,
Bad
bro. We
guy,
had a
Cash.
hobble
Listen,
James
Let
Harden
Cash.
last
Just let
year.
me finish,
All
Cash.
right,
Just let me finish, bro. No one's saying this is like this can be an issue or it isn't an issue, right? It's fine. But what I'm saying is when you're bringing up last year's comparison, when both of them had very similar records, while one was on a much more depleted roster with his two best players not being there, and on top of that having a similar record while also putting on like performances like out of the ordinary, it's very clearly that he would be an MVP candidate, not alone an MVP recipient. I don't really like have to go to these non-basketball reasons as to why he wouldn't be an MVP. It just doesn't make any sense.
no, you're right.
Like
You're right. And
like
that's what I'm
leaving
trying
him
to tell you.
out of
Wait,
the
wait,
what?
wait, listen. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Mark Jackson is going to non-basketball reasons. That's what he's doing. This is what happened with Steve Nash. Back to back. Stop playing with us, bro. Stop playing with us. Every time a white man is in the competition and this and that, right? It's always close and biased to his side, and we live in the analytical. It's
It's
something
not. It
clearly
wasn't
wrong with the
close
What?
on
voting
that.
panel,
But
dog.
It
this
wasn't
is the problem
that.
where it doesn't make any sense. If you believe that Jokic should not have won it because he was six seed, why is it close then with Nash? Who was it close with Nash then?
Would you say?
If you believe that Jokic was not supposed to win it as the sixth seed, then when Nash won them, who was he close with?
Was it Kobe Bryant?
How can it be Kobe if you just sat there and said he can't? If you don't think
Kobe was
Jokic should
winning
win
Which
it
the
year
as a
though?
eighth
Which
six
year
seed,
seed,
though?
bro.
It was back to back, and then Shaq one
Because
year.
2005, people argue Shaq, and Shaq was on the top 2 seed in the East.
and do you think that? I don't think Shaq was as valuable as people a bit embellish Shaq's impact on that team. However,
But the
I don't think that
2006
Shaq.
one, yeah. If you don't think a 6 seed should be in contention that year, then you can't vote for Kobe in
Put like,
'06.
yeah, you can't do that shit.
That doesn't make any sense. If you're gonna argue against Jokic winning as a six seed, then you can't then say that Kobe should have won as a six seed. That doesn't make any sense at all. It makes like literally zero sense.
Point taken.
So that doesn't make any sense. When Dirk won it, you can't argue record or numbers because he was not only the number one seed, he was on a 67 win ball club. So that doesn't make any sense either. Like the way that Nash and Dirk won them were in the most traditional sense imaginable. Nash led a team to 60 plus wins. That was the most wins in that season. That's the most traditional line of thinking. So that doesn't make any sense.
Shaq was the MVP, bro.
Who?
Shaq was the MVP.
No, Shaq was y'all grossly underrate what Wade was doing during those years. But I guess if y'all
You
want to
mean
make
overrate?
underrate.
Who? Shaq?
Wade.
Oh,
They underrate Wade's value on those teams. Yeah,
Wade was the best player on that team. I mean,
I didn't want to say that, but people, it is what it is. Well, no, in the first year Shaq was,
It's
but
because it
then
was Wade's second season in the league.
yeah, but
and it didn't change my opinion. So
oh man, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but this
Um,
shit is fucked up overall. What Mark did is fucked up because it's a fucked up system, and it ain't always like that, right? But something got to be done, and that's just my stance. Like maybe he's highlighting the problem, dog, because I don't think that Mark Jackson is dumb enough to leave Jokic off for everything, or just on basketball reasons.
I hope he's not. I truly
yo,
do.
Lo, stream this game time playback, bro. Celtics
What's
and
the
76.
game?
It's gonna be a classic, dog.
Tatum's not doing nothing, so it's fine. All right.
Nigga,
What? He
come
not.
Yo,
on,
chill out, chill
bro.
out.
Come on,
We
bro.
gonna have fraud Tatum talks.
Stream it, bro. Stream
We're gonna have
it.
fraud Tatum talks, man. Can't wait for it, bro.
Stream it,
You
bro.
finna jinx and he's
All
about to
right.
give us 46, just like last
I
year.
hope he does. I hope he does. I want to see a bunch of game sevens. I truly do. So I hope he does. But
Yeah,
So
we'll
not for
stream
that
it.
series.
you don't want to. You want to see it for that? I
Bad,
know.
it's
You
bad.
got
It's bad
Harden
for my
trying to get
health.
his. Yeah, I'm about to say. I know. I know you don't want to see Doc in the game seven, but I mean, goddamn. I mean, come
Hey,
on.
I'm
Nayo,
already experiencing
NMZ,
chest
NMZ,
pains.
you back? NMZ, you back in the car?
We got, we
We
got,
going
we
to
got
the
to get it
tip.
done tonight, man.
We wait, hold on.
He's a Harden fan,
I don't
and
know
he's
why
trying to get.
we surprises you, KB.
Hey, KB, he
KB
jumped
knows.
out the
Listen,
car
listen.
when it went
KB,
2-1.
hey, KB was a Sixers fan in February. Truth be told, but then he went.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Uh,
I don't know what he's talking about, man.
I'm not gonna lie, KB
NMZ,
could be switching up
I'm
a little
locking
bit.
the
We got,
door
we
when the
got
game
receipts, but we
starts,
won't
dog.
do that. We won't do that.
You do be switching up a little bit, KB.
Gifted, we on the same side here, bro. Chill out. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, all I know is when we lost.
Nah, 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 nah,
Listen,
nah.
all,
Stop,
all I
stop,
know,
stop, stop,
KB,
stop, stop,
is when the Warriors lost and we
stop.
went down 3-1. You was in there for like 15
What in
minutes.
what series?
Hey, let me
this
ask y'all
series we're
something
not
though.
versus the
Oh no,
Lakers.
because I had work the next day, nigga.
Hey, if
Oh
the
no, because
Suns
I had
win
Oh,
tonight,
you
work.
had
the
work.
Suns win.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
The
it's
Sun
over for
game
the
tonight.
Suns, bro. It's over. But let me ask y'all something.
What
All
a
right,
nigga,
man.
a
Hey,
nigga,
y'all
a
was
nigga
telling
have
me
a
that y'all
job
told me
though.
they won't win another game, or even a game when it went up 2-0.
Yeah,
The Suns win tonight,
I didn't think Devin Booker was gonna go for 47 on
but
70%.
that's what they supposed to do.
And let me
That's what
ask
they
y'all something.
supposed to
Out of
do.
all
You
the,
and
What?
KD,
Devin Booker is
one of
supposed
them.
to do that?
No, I'm saying that's how they built this team. One of them supposed to play out of their mind
it's
every
such a
given night.
crazy
One
way
of
to
them
build
supposed
a
to go out
team.
of their mind.
that's
That's a
not
I
a
know, I
formula I can
know, I
believe in,
know.
bro.
It ain't ideal, is it?
Oh wait, no, because before the series started, NFC believed in it. So
hey,
don't, don't,
yeah. let's not. Yeah, you
Don't
said,
do
hey,
that, bro. You
when I was
believe.
asking you about the Suns team, you were like, I don't know, man. They can always just go off, man.
I don't
Yo,
know.
yo,
Is
yo,
that
yo. Hold
facts,
on, hold on.
NMC?
Wait.
Is
Let me
that facts,
respond to this. Let me
NMC?
respond to this because this is crazy. Because these niggas just said before the series, which is straight cat. Before the series, I had done the day I was listen. It was before the play-in. This is when we had that space. I remember the day, and right that day I made that take. I literally walked it back the same night. I walked it back the same night because Ash. Listen. Ash
Oh,
was in
niggas
the
changed it in
space,
the
right?
next couple of
This is how I know
hours.
you guys remember this. Ash was in the space saying, "Everybody go and sign up for my bracket challenge and make your picks." And I was like, "All right, bet." So when I sat there and really thought about making my playoff picks, and you guys can go check, it's public information. I had Denver beating Phoenix in 6 games,
NMZ,
and
we're familiar with your game, NMZ.
in my tweet on Twitter, I have
Yeah.
Denver beating Phoenix. So there's 2 places you can go look right now.
Why'd you have the Suns winning in the first place? Was that because of the pick and roll defense and all that?
I hadn't given it enough thought, and Lowe put me on the spot, and I took the Suns, but
They're
I
gonna
walked it
they're
back.
gonna exploit Jokic and drop.
Low put you on the spot.
You been hanging out with me too long, bro. Listen, Suns gonna get it done.
Face
Listen,
ass.
Brian and
Nah,
choke,
Suns are cooked though.
Brian on choke watch, Embiid and I'm on choke watch, and so is
I just gave
Kobe,
it more
dog.
thought, and
And
I
do
just realized the Suns were an
wait,
incomplete
you
roster.
do think if just Kawhi was healthy, they would have beat the Clippers?
They would have beat the Clippers regardless.
Oh
Yeah, I
no.
think they would have beat
I
the
picked them in
Clippers
the
if just
beginning.
Kawhi was
Kawhi was
healthy.
healthy. We knew he was playing. What we doing here?
Hey, Lo, cause I've been thinking about this a lot, Lo. You're pretty knowledgeable about certain teams, in particular the Lakers, for obvious reasons, even though you live in Atlanta. Lo, what do you think what's the best offensive advantage the Lakers have? Do you think, like, what do they consistently do better than anybody else, or that allows them to score points? I guess
More than
not
anyone
not
else?
more
I don't
not
really
more than
think.
anyone else. I meant, like, what is their best offensive skill set? Do you think?
Um, flopping? No. The best
Yeah, that's
offensive
what Steve Kerr thinks.
the best offensive skill set is just
Don't disrespect my head
establishing
coach.
themselves near the basket as much as possible.
So,
Regardless if that's post ups or just getting to the
well, are
underneath the
they?
basket.
Isn't Anthony Davis shooting a pretty, like, not well? He's not shooting that well on post ups, but is their drive rate plus their free throw rate?
It's the
Right.
driveway. It's the drive plus the free throw, yes.
What's AD shooting on mid range right now? Do you know?
Pretty sure it's
Um,
over 40%.
Yeah, because I feel like he's been hitting,
it's not that bad. It's not that
fairly
bad.
good.
Fake ass shooting, bro. Shit pisses me off.
It's not fake shooting. It's just who he is in the
It's
playoffs.
legit fake
But
shooting
what's
because you
craziest
thought he's
Swiper
not
though?
that good of a mid range shooter neither, nigga.
I was talking about this earlier. I have no idea what the Lakers are going to do if we have to face the Nuggets. Have like zero none. Because if we have to play more minutes of Vanderbilt, we're cooked, bro. Like there's just no way. Because
Yeah, it's
Jokic,
been 6 games and Darvingham still doesn't know how to use a non spacer. That's
he
just kind of
does
frustrating.
not, bro, and it's so. Oh man, it's blowing me. But if we get by here and we have to play Vando just for length and size against Jokic, and try to have an 80 roam, bro, Jokic, there's no way they will be able to exploit
Yeah, I
Jokic.
don't know. I
AD,
don't know if that's
Anthony
that.
Davis is shooting. He's shooting 35% from 10 to 16, which is free throw to to the right where the top of that circle is, and
Yeah.
then he's shooting 20% of his shot diet is there, but he's shooting less than 10% from 16 to 32, but he's shooting 61% from that area. But again, it's like less than 10% of his, like, it's literally 7% of his shot profile
I
though.
will
So
fact check these numbers real quick. You can't really trust Swiper,
yeah, he's shooting.
Even though Vandal's a front court player, he matches up better with perimeter players. He can't. He
Well,
can't hold Jokic with a roamer like the way you guys are thinking.
I've thought about this a couple times too,
Oh no, I
and I
agree.
I think he should. I think he should be the roamer and AD should be the post defender. In my
well,
opinion.
the issue though is, again, I've thought about this a little
Oh.
bit, not a lot yet, because I'm genuine about this. Nuggets have to. All due respect to the Suns. Suns can easily win this series, so like the Nuggets have to get out. So like I'm never going to disrespect them. Yeah,
Easily.
they have a pathway. Yeah, they definitely have a path. I've said this before the series started, and people were getting on me about it. Like the Suns can literally shoot you to death. That's what they do. But if they were playing versus the Lakers, if that were to happen, then I have thought about, if the Lakers are going to run D'Lo, Reeves, Braun, Vando, AD, there's a scenario where they could end up starting MPJ on Braun and then have Jokic guard Vando off. and then they would have AG on to Anthony Davis. But it just depends because, LeBron, the way he's been starting games, heavy perimeter oriented. Then in the second half, he'll start like turning it up and going downhill and all that stuff. I don't know if they would actually do that, but I've thought about that as a variation. Like, what is the best way where you could get AG on the best player, which is Anthony Davis, and their biggest scoring threat, and then give Jokic an opportunity to be a big body, to be help side, and be playing the passing lanes and all that stuff. And then if you want to do pick and roll, you're no longer doing pick and roll with AD. How's he been in the short roll, by the way, Lo?
Who?
Yeah, AD.
They haven't been enough reps of it for me to make an assessment. It's either at the rim or
he
he's
has a
popping.
few pocket like in the pocket, those little push shots.
Yeah, he
At
does.
least in
But
game,
not
what was that?
really.
Game 4 or game 5. He missed a couple of them, but they were good looks.
Do you think LeBron will be able to turn the corner versus the Nuggets at the level when they play at the level with Jokic and KCP or AG or MPJ?
Why is he playing at the level?
Well, I'm saying, I'm trying to get a schematic in my head. Like, would I rather make AD a short role player, or I'd rather want LeBron to get a run, like if they play ice or drop versus Bron is more than likely, instead of shooting that mid range, he's going to try to get downhill and go straight at Jokic, and obviously
He's not doing that. Trust. From what I've seen from LeBron this so far in the postseason run, even when they ice or they drop it, but he's still not turning
Yeah,
the
but if
corner.
is
he
that foot?
drops
Is
it
that
far,
foot?
that does open up a runway for
Well,
AD
yeah,
as a
if he
lob threat
drop if he
too.
drops
Yeah, he's
too
not going to drop
far,
that far. He's not going to Chris Paul
yeah,
him though.
Yeah, I'm just saying it
yeah.
opens up a pathway for
I
AD
think you
as a
could
lob
play.
threat.
I think you could play like a high drop where you show like at like a free throw line and then like
Well,
gradually
But
go
see,
back over.
the problem also is that who are they getting? How are they getting Jokic involved in the first place? Because
D'Lo probably.
I think that D'Lo, but D'Lo
D'Lo
without
and
a doubt it
Austin
gets to the
Reeves.
fucking
But I'm saying,
basket.
but Booker is a. I'm saying is Booker the out of LeBron and D'Lo and Reeve, based on where they are right now in the career. Obviously, is Devin Booker better in this playoffs at providing rim pressure on attacking
Yes,
pick and roll than
and
all three of those players?
I would
that's
say
how
so.
scary it is.
Well,
Yes,
Devin Booker hasn't
that's
been
how
doing it
scary.
well either. Gift is what I'm saying. So like,
I don't think he has either. But that's the
It's a mid
scary
off, but
part
he's
about
better. It's a mid off.
that's the scary part about LeBron, bro. LeBron is not
is it really
providing
his
enough
foot,
rim
bro?
pressure.
Like he's just that. Like he just can't push off it.
I don't even
He
want to
was
think
limping
about that
last game.
anymore.
I can't remember the play. I think it was in the third quarter.
Yeah, he was. He was. He
You're like
was.
flared
I
up
think
on him. I saw it.
someone stepped on his foot by accident and then he was limping. Yeah,
I
but
don't
like
want to.
LeBron,
I want to hope that it's his foot that he hasn't
the best
regressed
way
to.
for LeBron to
Dude,
get
it
like
is his foot,
to the
bro.
rim or
Yeah,
to get layups,
I don't want to
Look
hope.
at
I
the
don't want to
film
believe that
pre-injury versus
LeBron is
now, bro. It's
regressed.
way different. He didn't just
Yeah,
no, but
he
I'm
didn't
saying
just
I'm
CP3
saying this
age overnight.
the best way for him to get down there though is to like you have to you know how like AD and LeBron run that screen and roll near like the elbow, like near the nail, and like they'll do their pick and roll right there. He would have to legit start from there sometimes, or if he's going in transition, it's gonna
bro.
be hard for him to like.
He couldn't get
It's
by
gonna
Tillman in round one, bro.
it's gonna be hard for him to like get downhill very quickly
Yeah.
in terms of even Jokic showing at the level. And I don't even
I'm
think he's
being
gonna
so
be
serious
in.
though.
I'll be honest. I don't think he's gonna be in that much space. I think the
He's
Nuggets might
not
actually muck up the lanes too.
exactly.
So I think it's gonna be really really hard. I think if you have LeBron off ball, make him more of a cutter and have Reeves, not
So wait,
D'Lo,
are
I think,
they
because Reeves is a
on the
little
other
bit.
side then?
Reeves is a little bit quicker and he's a little bit more decisive at times. So I think him with a high screen roll with AD will be much better because he can attack downhill and he's a
Do you
grifter as
think
well. So he can get Jokic
when
involved.
you on the other side with the Nuggets offensively, do you think that when they do pick and roll, is that going to be a strictly drop situation with AD and Reeves and whoever's playing in that situation?
What
I
drop?
don't know why y'all would hedge. I don't know why y'all would show at the
Oh
level
no,
if
on the
it's
other
just
side,
a
on the other side.
drop.
He's saying the Nuggets on offense. Or how the
Oh,
Lakers guard their pick and roll.
They're probably gonna try to
I think they're still probably going to hedge because I still think that
Mm.
not hedge, not hedge. I'm sorry, they're probably going to drop because I think that teams really don't play what's his name that far out to the 3 point line, Jokic. So even when a pick and pop situation, they don't mind like sagging off a little bit. Jokic's wind up is a little slow. I think it's slow enough for 80 without a doubt for him to close out properly if need be. And even if he bites on the fake, AD is still nimble enough to still kind of cut off the
Do you think
driving lane
Jokic?
from.
You think
I
he
don't
can
know
hold
though. That's
Jokic
the
to
thing.
less than 30 points a game in that series?
No, I don't. And that's in my opinion, which is why I keep going around telling people like people think that like this Lakers team somehow like defensive like this team is not built to stop Jokic. It's just not. It's just not.
And on top of that, you like with even in the Warriors series, like they still shown signs of guarding East to West movement like poorly. So if
Yeah.
Jokic is operating at the top and AD's gapping, it's still gonna be a problem when the ball is being moved from like East to West, like cross screen actions and things like that. Because
Yep.
the Nuggets has been getting like free looks at the basket the entire time, and AD's gonna have to be playing at the level the whole series. He's not gonna have the abilities to play drop that heavy unless you have like Vando guarding Jokic. But then
I'm not
Jokic
gonna
is
lie, AD gonna be tired, man. That's a
yeah,
lot of
like
work, man.
Especially after this
that's
series, you're already starting to see his
Yeah.
endurance get tested because he's having to guard so many ball screen actions throughout. I would be worried about the Lakers' transition defense too against Denver, because even last game
That is
against the
yeah.
worrisome.
Warriors, we saw
Bruce Brown can really push the
you
floor
saw
against
Oh
Denver
them.
no,
kill
Denver be
Phoenix in
getting out.
transition
Yeah.
last game, but then you also saw the Lakers get smoked. Like
We already know that.
Draymond's grab and go ability off the board. Like Jokic has a lot of those same things, and whenever someone else on Denver has it, Jokic is really good at run. He always beats AD down the floor. Like even though he's a lesser athlete, he sprints down the floor and kills AD down the floor every time.
I think Bruce is gonna be more impactful in terms
I,
of that
I was
specifically.
just
Because I
about to
think
say
like
that's what I was just about to say.
Bruce like and his grab and go ability, like NMZ said, is like amazing. Where he can push the ball very very quickly. Him and KCP can get down the floor very fast.
Not only that. I think also in half court set, the problem with the Lakers at times, especially because we're just really bad at screen navigating. What we try to do is just try to shoot the screen like a lot, or just try to like top lock so like shooters don't come off strong enough off of them. What you call it now? We're trailing on screens. Schroeder does sometimes, but then like he also does some like really dumb stuff. But if you watch like Curry, we rely heavily on the fact that we can top lock Curry and have AD just roam around and kind of pick up the help. But AD being drawn outside of the lane from the jump, if he's the one defending Jokic, bro, like we can't top lock everybody because Jokic is just finding cutters
Oh
for
yeah,
his
you guys are
teammates
not top
over
blocking
and
them.
over and over again.
They're just a really good cutting team. That was never gonna happen anyway.
And I'll be honest, I think MPJ.
But we can't if we don't top lock and then you got dribble handoffs from Jokic. We can't get off with a switch, so then you're getting killed like that every single
I
time.
think you
I
guys would
think
have to put a
I'll
bigger
be.
player on Jamal Murray at some point. That way, if
No,
their two man game
I don't
ever
even
comes
think about
into it,
Jamal
Ooh,
in particular in this.
ooh.
I'm thinking about like the Aaron Gordon one for sure, and MPJ is another one where like if you top block him specifically, he just like because of the fact that he's 6'10", Jokic is 7 foot tall with the ability to pass and play make like he can. He's just gonna be able to get free looks at the rim the entire time, like easy
yeah, you're getting
cuts,
smoked
and then
on back cuts.
that puts you in a predicament where you're like, okay, we can't dot block him, we're gonna gap him. But then we all know about his like MPJ's reach, his ability to elevate as a shooter, where it's pretty much like you cannot contest
Yeah,
it. So
I'm
you're
not gonna
just
lie,
stuck in
KB.
like
That has been, and I don't know, NFG, if you've been on to watch many Nuggets games, but that's been the most interesting development, and I think most needed, and I would say demanded development is MPJ has been a clear plus this entire playoff run, and this is whether he's been with.
Yeah.
Defensively too.
Well, that's what I meant, and that's what I meant defensively specifically. Like he in the Anthony Edwards series had some really great possession versus him, Kyle Anderson versus Torian versus Cat. In this series, he's been matched up 1-on-1 versus Booker and KD, not at the same level, obviously in the same volume. Been really good. The reason why that pick and roll thing hadn't working for them on that short roll because of MPJ. Like he'd been there more times than not on that 8 and roll, and then he's going to have to do that today with Jock as well. So we'll see how that goes, but. I mean, really, MPJ has just made such strides that when they're all on the court together, they have been extremely good defensively at home specifically. But it's just a matter of putting that together consistently. For me, though, the biggest concern I have is I truly do not know. Like, I see what I see with LeBron. Like, I'm watching LeBron. LeBron is clearly aged. He's clearly hurting, and he's clearly not the same player that the Nuggets saw in 2020. But in the back of my mind, maybe it's just like a a knowing him for 20 years thing. There's just parts of me that looks at him and it's just like that changes the series. Like if LeBron is going back to 20, I would even say like 2019 or 2020, 2021, even beginning of this year before the injury, maybe LeBron, then that right there changes the series. But if this is the LeBron we're getting, the one you see versus the Grizzlies and the one you see right now versus the Warriors, then it's like, all right, like,
It's gonna be
yeah, I
difficult.
can see it, but again, I also expect that LeBron can reach greatness at any point in time. His body allows him to.
I guess I just don't know if his body's gonna allow him to do in the
yeah.
series.
Then on top of that, the Nuggets still also have a chance of still playing the Warriors as well. So it's gonna be interesting, bro.
No,
So
I fully
I think
agree.
in that
The
Oh
Suns too.
my
in
The
that
Suns
God!
too.
Write the Suns off. Why
No,
don't
we
you,
already said the
KB?
Suns. The Suns can make it too easily.
man, if the Suns make it
Write
to the
them off.
make it to the conference finals,
Oh,
we are
it's
I'll
gonna be
going.
gladly
some
take it.
receipts out
And
this
nobody wants to
motherfucker.
jinx their team. I'm
We're going to the
crying.
finals. We're going to the
Nigga,
finals.
if the Suns make it out into the Western Conference Finals, the Warriors or Lakers are going to the finals.
We're going to the finals.
Why do you think that?
They're not beating
Because
LeBron ain't lost at
I'm not
home since he beat Kareem record that night.
unless Devin Booker is
so.
going
I
crazy
think
every single night, which I mean I think he would have to. I think we have enough pieces to. I mean I
Yeah,
don't
the
think
Suns are
we
just an
really have
incomplete
to do that.
basketball team.
Yeah, just an incomplete basket. Yeah, long story short,
Yeah, that's what they was versus the Clippers, right?
Are
Right?
you not worried about KD?
yeah, the
The
Clippers were
Clippers were
also
more of an incomplete
the
basketball team.
Clippers were incomplete because they didn't have
Well,
the
I
two
think
that played.
KD would have a better series versus the Lakers though.
Here's the crazy part, right? If the Suns would have win, right?
He probably would.
And I told y'all, I asked y'all, right? They would, like I told y'all yesterday, they would probably win in seven. Is what y'all tell me. Win all the home games and have to steal seven on the road. Y'all might be overreacting, man. Y'all might be caught up in the hype before the shit is done. Because they doing probably what they set out to do: protect home
Is
court and still
Jamal
one
Murray
on the road.
playing?
This their
He's
last chance.
questionable.
No.
But the difference is, and again, this is what I already told people, but gifted. If they have to play Bruce Brown with KCP and they're running Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon, then you're going to see the lineup of Bruce, KCP, Christian Brown, and AG with Jokic. They're not scoring at a high level, and then that team right there is running. Like all that unit does is they play defense at a high level. Those are the four best defenders they have. They're switching everything and they're running the entire time and they're cutting to the basket. Like that's actually one of the best lineups they've run this entire season. Because basically you're just saying like Joker has to choose between anybody he wants that are four extremely athletic guards and wings. Like, yeah, that's a very problematic lineup. We haven't seen that at all so far in the playoffs. And so if Jamal doesn't play, you're going to see that lineup today.
Yeah.
I think Porter can have a better game too today because I think Porter's kind of hopefully back on a heater now.
Nah, I think I'm not gonna lie. Jamal not playing for y'all might be a blessing in disguise.
That's crazy.
Oh man.
It's those non-Jokic minutes, Swiper. That's why.
Well, it's
That
not
should
Jamal, bro. It's just the way they've been like that all year though. Jamal ISO.
I'm so tired of these
Yeah,
mid-post
I know.
fadeaways
It's
off the
crazy. It's
glass
crazy.
that are just clanking, dog.
It's crazy.
Weren't y'all somehow positive in the non-Jokic
No,
minutes
they
earlier?
were. They were yesterday too, bro. And they were game 1 and 2. But that all depends on like them running. And once they stop running and it becomes like Jamal Murray, like isolation post up, which doesn't make any sense to me. Even though he's been good, I think he's averaging a point per possession on ISO post ups. But the problem is, it's like I don't want to rely on that. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like why am I slowing down the
Yeah, that
offense
makes
that way?
sense.
I'm telling you, bro. Do you expect Gifted for KD and Book to have a master class today?
I expect
Man,
one
this
of them
shit,
too.
it's just so hard to call.
Why is it so hard to man? Y'all be fuck. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying like I don't think they will. My thing is when where is the KD game? Is it here?
Why
2021
Is it
why
not
why
season.
coming?
why why are you expecting
Just
the
the
KD
KD's
game?
presence is letting
Oh,
Devin
here
Booker
comes
do all of this,
Low
bro. What
hate.
are you
The
talking
KD
about?
low hate. Yes,
Devin
sir.
Booker's doing this with KD's presence.
I'm so serious. Why are you expecting a KD game? Why can't you just expect that this is KD's game?
Why does Lowe get so
Oh.
upset about KD, bro?
Yo, this nigga hates this
I
nigga.
think the best way to answer your
I
thing,
know. I
bro.
don't know, man. I remember talking a little while ago. He was fighting for KD over Giannis. So like, I don't
Who
get it.
was?
I
Like
do remember
things that
that because
yo,
that
we
hit
Nah,
me.
Low
you got you definitely got the
legend.
wrong person.
Oh wait,
things have
wait.
changed.
Actually, I do remember I was up here fighting that I thought Luka was better than KD, and I was like massive
Who
pushback on
pushed
that.
you back? Who pushed
Massive.
back?
I ain't gonna
Uh,
lie. A lot of niggas up here did.
a lot of niggas said, "Oh,
Oh, the
Gifty, what are you
blacks
talking
did that. You
about?"
said, or are you saying like everybody did
Wow.
that?
No way. No
Low
way.
did
No way.
that,
You said the black.
man.
You making bad guy look good right now.
Low did that. J. Will did that. I'm like, hey,
I
have
don't
we
think. No,
not seen Luka Doncic in the
I do think
postseason?
KD. Unless you tag him for games play, I do think KD's better than
But
him.
look, here's the thing, and I'll say this, Gifted. I don't know. Look, everybody getting mad at KD about this efficiency stuff, but again, this is the same KD we saw last year versus the Celtics, bro. He is just older. and his game is different in the playoffs. And low.
Okay, but
Low,
I
what
don't
hold
know
happened
if
when
I
he
on.
was
can
in
say the older.
OKC when he was
No,
in
no, no,
Brooklyn?
no, no, no. Look, hold on, before you push an agenda. I'm also saying that when KD he faces tremendous amounts of pressure on the ball, either with wings that are 6'4" to 6'8". He struggles. And OKC 2016, Harrison Barnes, Andre Iguodala, and what's the name? Sean Livingston, and Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. Those were the defenders.
Klay Thompson.
Yeah, Klay Thompson, KB. Don't be disrespectful. All those players
Uh-huh.
were throwing themselves at KD when they were down 3-1, and it worked. So I'm saying that like there's a formula.
Who are the players throwing themselves on KD in the Mavericks series?
Maverick. What year?
2016.
16. I'm not gonna lie. Who was on that team, bro? That's crazy,
Well,
bro.
that first round series
I can't remember who was on that team. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
was that like that was like the Darren Williams end of the hill, Dirk Nowitzki.
Nobody was on that team. Nobody.
Well, what was the starting lineup? Because literally, you gotta run it down.
It was the series where Mark Cuban said that Russ isn't a superstar or something, and KD defended him.
Here, I'll give you the players. Over the hill, Dirk, Raymond Felton, Justin Anderson, Devin Harris,
Devin Harris.
JJ Barea, Dwight Powell, Darren Williams, and Wesley Matthews.
Well, they won that series though, bro. I'm saying like the team was better.
I'm talking about how someone performs.
What were his averages that series?
Oh man, thanks for asking so we can put this fraud.
Oh, okay.
He shot 37% from the field, 27%.
Sounds like LeBron to me. Go ahead, keep going.
Okay, all right. So I'm not.
No, keep going. Because LeBron's best player performer of all time. Keep going.
20. All right, his points, rebound, assists is 26, 6, and 3. Shooting splits of 37, 27, 85, and I'm rounding up for all of those.
So what was he? 27, 26 at the time?
27 years.
Yeah,
old.
bro. He had a bad series. Bro, I don't tell you.
Oh,
he did. I'm saying I'm not wrong. I don't. But here, let me.
Why does he drop as much as he does?
I personally have never, and again, this is no disrespect to KD. I have never pushed KD as a bona fide. This is your player you put on your team to go win a championship as your clear one. Gift has been around me. No. He's still a superstar, but Gift has been around me for a long time.
We got two different.
Low, you've been around me for a long time. You know, relative KB followed me for a long time. We're somehow friends on here now. Like,
all right, what was with the rap train?
I'm sorry, KB.
That was crazy. That was insane.
Listen,
that was crazy.
That was insane.
I love how he took his time to be like, yeah, Gifted. I've known you for a minute. Low, KB, you follow me around, so I guess.
Low, can you filter that 7 for 33 game though? You know
Oh
why?
my goodness.
So
I just want to make my point known. I'm not gassing Kevin Durant low. I'm just expecting him to have one game out of 7.
Why? But why, Gifted? Why?
It's this
because
game.
He normally has one game out of 7
this
when
game.
he goes off.
He's already had one already. He's already had a great game.
Oh, the game where he shot 11 and 19. Yeah.
So why are you expecting 2 or 3 more, Gifted?
I don't know. I'm just saying he's better than Luka. He's better than Giannis. Like I just think he.
I don't think he's better than Giannis. I don't think.
How do you think he's better than Luka in the
playoffs? You were telling me he was though, Low. That's crazy.
I think against this matchup, Luka would have been better because.
But it's Luka Doncic.
Yeah,
I get that, but what I'm saying is he's going up against a team where he's.
Wait a minute. You mean rim pressure is the most important? Wow, that's fundamental.
So surprising.
Rim pressure
wow,
and
I also didn't know that.
Just say the Suns pull this off. Are any of them going to be better than Joker, Book, or KJ?
That's the hard part. I don't
that?
think the Nuggets can afford that, so probably not. No. Bro, Joker, have you did
awkward silence.
Wait, what is the question?
Ask it again, bad guy. I don't think they heard you.
I said, if the Suns win, are we going to put Devin Booker or KD above Joker, who has a better team with a 2-0 lead?
No, that's not how.
Okay, cool.
It's not how. Yeah,
I just don't want to be wrong. It seems like.
I mean,
he's not
bad guy. You realize that Joker on the.
So wait. I'm sorry. So Trae Young was better than Embiid.
Wait, when?
He was better than Ben Simmons.
Oh, better than
Yeah.
Dennis
Oh
Smith.
wow, what a
So I guess John
hard
Collins.
task. What a hard
John
task.
Collins is
Hey,
better
yo,
than
leave me alone, dog. I'm just talking about this series right here. We ain't
Oh,
gotta
you
go
just
nowhere
talking
Nah,
else.
about this
bad guy. What you
series. All
mean?
right, all right.
What you mean, bad
We
guy?
do a little trolling. We do a little trolling. All right, all right, all right.
Niggas are
Course,
unserious,
I don't
man.
know. I mean, I think KD's up there like that, and if he does this, like I do look at him, like I already kind of look at him Jokerish, kind of like on and only top 5 levels, and it's a slim margin. But
Oh,
like
hot
to
five.
overcome this feat,
Oh man.
listen, I'm gonna look at Joker a certain way a little bit. You know what I mean? All them excuses, and they're not excuses; they're valid points, reasons why he couldn't succeed and get
Bad guy.
past the lead
Why
round
do you have?
before.
Why don't you like Joker? Like, what is the thing?
I
Oh
don't
gee,
mind.
I
I don't
wonder
mind
what it
Joker. I
is,
think the
Swiper.
Swiper. I think the analytics push him over
Analytics.
and overhype him greater than what
Okay.
he truly
What
is.
about
Like
35, 14, and 10? Like, is that analytics?
That's like
that's
numbers to me.
lovely. That's lovely, but they sound like numbers too.
How do you evaluate basketball then? So can you help me with that?
I use my eyes and I use the
So your
numbers.
eyes are telling you, like in this playoff, that he hasn't been a top two
Yeah, I
player.
use data and I use my eyes, right? And
So
like the
what are the
data don't
eyes telling
always
you about
back up
Jokic right now?
how good other players are, but like I don't know. I feel like people may go out their way these days in analytics just to like prove shit that ain't even true. But I think Joker's great. Like I saw you had him at the top 7 or something like that. I
I
don't
didn't do
mind
that.
shit
That was
like
Richard
that.
Jefferson.
Yeah, but I
You're
don't
not
mind. I
hot.
really think that's true. I think that could be true. There's validity to that, right? He's better than the Ewing.
Could.
He's better than the David Robinson and these dudes, right? But like just because like he's doing all like no, I don't want to say patting the stats, but filling up the stats, right? Like a lot of empty
But I'm
calories and
saying,
this and that, man. I'm not too
but
big.
bad
I'm
All
guy.
right,
not too big.
Oh.
I'm
I
not
knew
too
it.
big on a seven
The
footer grabbing
garbage
Get
rebounds
bucket.
when
past
you got a
that.
height advantage. Come
Yo,
on,
Lo, the
bro.
garbage buckets. What I tell you, bro?
Wait. Apparently he has made a statement.
Who?
Who?
Mark Jackson. I just put it to the thing.
Oh, this about to be a bad statement.
Oh
Uh
Please
oh.
don't
man.
read it.
So can't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's
Nice
not
Is he
a.
apology,
resign? Is
Mark.
he resigning
That's
from
usually
ABC?
I'll
how
be
it
right back. I'm
goes.
gonna listen. I'll be right back. Let me up.
Is he resigning from ABC?
I was I was at that point inebriated, and I apologize for my actions.
Yeah, somebody has to. Yeah, what's his name? Long, but I don't. But when people, the problem bad guy I had with the eye test Twitter or the eye test talk is that I talk to these people who talk about eye test, and then they try to explain to me what these players do, and they don't do these things. So you're looking at them through a very biased lens. It's not who you know what I'm saying. Like it's not who these people actually are, and so like that's my only problem with eye test people is that when I sit there and I ask them about who these players are, they don't do it. Like you, like even when, and I think Kevin, and that's probably the reason why I give so much pushback to KD, because the people who talk about him through this eye test lens. But when we sit here and actually have a conversation about who he is, they tell me he's things that he's just not. He's just not. And I think a great example is just like him as a performer and scorer in the playoffs, or even a better statement is like who Kevin Durant is in late game situations or in game winning situations, right? Where they sit here and they just say like, oh, um, with everything on the line, who would you rather have to take the shot, KD or LeBron? And eye test should tell you that it would be KD, but what the actual numbers say, it's not KD. There's so many more players who just have the ability to just get to the certain spots that they want to get to on the floor because their athleticism or size or other forms of skills that they may have that they've developed that would allow them to get off better shots more comfortably, which then results into them having a much better percentage in those situations. But in theory, it should be Kevin Durant, but it's actually not. It's not KD.
It goes up and down,
I'm still
bro. It
taking
goes up
Katie.
and down with KD. Like
No, it's not. In theory, it should be. In theory, it should be Curry shouldn't be 0 for 12 in that situation. But
Oh, here these niggas go with
Yo,
their
did you guys
bullshit.
listen to what he said?
I didn't wait. Swiper,
I
you
didn't
start
hear
that
it.
guy.
He
Yeah,
I
ba-
heard him
I
say
just
I
went to
was
listen to
listening.
it.
I heard him
Go
say
ahead.
he was a top
Yeah,
10
He
center all
basically
time.
accidentally voted for like all
yeah, he
NBA.
did. He said he did all NBA teams. He said that if they want to take away the NBA wants to take away his vote, he accepts the responsibility that comes with that.
Bro, take away
And
his vote.
and
Like what the?
and then he also said that he still would have had him beat in Giannis number 1 and 2. He would have had Joker 3, but he said that he apologizes to the Denver Nuggets to Jokic. He says he's a top 10 center of all time, one of the greatest players of all time, and all that other stuff. But he genuinely like made an honest mistake and put an All NBA ballot. That's what he said.
That's great PR work
I ain't gonna
right
lie,
there,
that kind
man.
of
That's
actually
Wait,
great
so how did he
PR
make the
work.
because
mistake, Swiper?
he says
He had 2 forwards and 2 guards in the center, so he put an All NBA team together.
But he just
That's
But
great
did he
didn't
work right
fact
always
there.
check it
do that
before he
Was
though?
that was
uploaded.
his All NBA first team?
Yeah,
yeah
that was basically
that
what
was
was
his first team.
exactly.
That's how
Nah,
you do it,
people
ladies
got
and
him.
gentlemen. Just like that.
But does he always do
No,
that
I
though?
don't think he. I think bro. Again, I don't know if the age, whatever. I think he was just whatever. He was
Hey,
rushing
yo,
through
the
it.
age is
Now don't bring
crazy,
up the
dog.
age.
I mean,
Hey,
but I'm
yo.
saying like I think he left him off. But whether it's an All NBA thing or something else, he genuinely just said like I just absolutely forgot to put his name down. It's basically what he said.
I'm not gonna lie. Can they
I'm
literally
not
That
purge
should
like
make a
that
lot of
entire
sense,
list
bro.
and
Yo,
just
he
Does it
said he
repick
make a
got
lot
one?
of
it.
It does. It does.
He
If you
said he
just look
got
at the
it
dementia,
sounds like
bro.
the
statistics, it
nigga's
does.
old. He need to lose his what you
He's
call it,
saying he
bro.
got dementia.
Because
That's
the way he
crazy.
talks about Jokic on TV, though, I don't hear no
That's what
hate
I'm
for him.
saying. That's what it makes sense, Gus.
Yeah, so I really think it was a mistake,
He
bro.
calls
So
him
if I go to this man first team All NBA,
Uh,
he's choosing the same
here
players.
go Goods
maybe.
10.
I don't know. You can look it up on NBA.com, no brother.
You said maybe. Hold on, let me see what
I
the
got it on
first.
my profile too somewhere.
I mean, if he forgot that, why
Never
couldn't he
mind.
forget his All
SGA not
NBA
on the
team?
list.
All
He a hater. He a hater. SGA not on the list. Never mind.
He did put SGA. Did he not?
Oh, he did. Yeah. That was a mistake.
Nigga put Donovan. I don't
That was a
believe it because
mistake.
if it was the actual first team, you would have put
Yeah,
Steph
where is
Donovan.
Luca? Well, he
Yo,
probably thought Luca didn't make the
yo, y'all
playoffs.
think the Celtics got a chance tonight with the double
I
big lineup?
really hate that logic. Cause Shea was literally 1 game ahead of Luca. That shit
Hold on.
Yeah,
broke.
Wait,
I
wait,
don't
what
know.
was
Never
his All
mind.
NBA team?
It's kind of bad.
I'm about to look at it right now, and if his All NBA team is not the same,
Hey, what if he forgot that too?
Hey, yo,
no
chill. Stop
way.
doing homework on Mark, man. He apologized.
I don't
Leave
know
him
how you
alone.
forget
Y'all don't
if
accept
you're
his
uploading a
apology?
document. I don't know. There's
Nah,
not.
No
Bro,
way,
bro.
Mark.
All right, read it.
No, you
Oh,
cannot.
you see
Read it.
what I
Read.
said? It's great
What happened?
He's
What
a
PR
happened?
work.
liar. He's
Mm,
a
mm,
liar.
What
Niggas are
happened? What
packing
happened?
up
What
mm.
Mark,
happened?
He's
man.
a
I
liar.
told
You did
y'all.
not do it,
What
Mark.
happened, Lo? What
Mark
happened,
knows
Lo?
what he's
He's a liar,
doing.
bro.
What
Hold
happened,
on,
Lo?
wait. Let me make sure I do this correctly now.
Wait, just read the
It's
names.
reverse racism.
Mark Jackson on his All NBA first team was Giannis, Tatum, Embiid, Shea, and Jalen Brown. He's a liar.
No, there's
Oh
no way you
shit.
said Jalen Brown.
Because
Oh
He's a
no!
liar.
Donovan
Take his
Mitchell
He's a
was
vote
his other
liar.
guy.
away.
Take his
There's
vote
no way.
away. He's a liar.
Take the vote away,
There's
Take
no
the
way
bro.
you
vote
said
away.
Jalen
He's
Brown.
a
No,
liar.
that's not
Donovan.
Oh,
true.
y'all don't
He
accept
swapped
his
out Donovan
apology
Mitchell
now?
for
What
Jalen
happened?
Brown.
Like two
No,
minutes
he's
ago,
a
y'all said he
liar.
was
There's
genuinely
no way you
sorry.
said Jalen
No,
Brown,
because
right, Lo?
he can't say that he thought it was an All NBA ballot when his actual All NBA ballot had a different name at the guard position. He's a liar. Take it away.
He had a change of heart, man.
He's a liar. He's a
Yo,
liar.
take the vote
Take the
away.
vote away,
Well, but
Take
bro.
again,
it
this
away,
goes back
bro.
to I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Now, bad guy, you say you don't love analytics, but analytics have been right since 2010. The only years that the voters got it wrong on analytics was 2011, was that 2017-18 year where Harden and Curry were 1 and 2, I think it was, or 15-16 where Harden and Curry 1 and 2, and then I think Curry was number 1 by a slight margin over Harden that year. And then it was this year when Embiid won over Jokic. Every other year in the last 12 years, whoever has won like the EPM and PR is every year that person has won the NBA MVP award. So again, bro, I'm just telling you, man. Like
See,
everybody
we
keeps
go
dissing
back to
analytics.
when they told us you had to get points in the score, you had to be top this in scoring. I mean,
Yo,
it always, that's what
yo,
I'm saying.
yo,
It changes.
yo,
What low?
Shit,
yo,
What
shit
low?
is
What
yo.
low?
wrong.
What low?
We need to find something valid.
What low?
So we
What
can
low?
This
What
see.
low?
nigga didn't even have D Mitch in his second team All NBA.
Wow. Yeah. So again, bro, it's just some of these folks just
He
can't
had
do the
D
job, bro.
Mitch third team.
And he was a top 5 MVP player.
Maybe he just
Yeah,
thinks
that's
the
crazy.
Cavs are that bad, so D Mitch's
Bro,
value goes up.
come on, bro. Come on.
Big fact,
Oh
big
no,
fact.
this nigga needs to lose his shit. This nigga put the Sabonis. He figured out a way to put Sabonis and Am I tripping? This is actually so bad that I actually think I gotta reread this.
Yeah, you probably need to
Wait,
put like on
read off the
social.
second team. You already read off the first team.
Okay, now let me. Now I'm gonna do it like I have to go back to the front. I'm gonna
There's
make
no
sure
way
I'm
you
reading
said
off the
Jalen
same
Brown though.
line.
There's no way you
He
said
said
Jalen
I'm gonna
Brown.
make
Brown.
sure I say the same line of people. So forgive me. Mark Jackson, ESPN, Giannis, Tatum, Embiid, Jalen Brown, Shea. Second team, Sabonis, Randall, Jokic. So he forced Sabonis, Luca, and Curry. Third team, and he did do this. Jimmy Butler, Kevin Durant, Bam Adebayo, James Harden, Donovan Mitchell. He does not
Oh
need a vote. He doesn't need a
goodness.
vote, bro. He doesn't need a vote. He doesn't need a vote.
He
He
voted
doesn't need
Harden.
That's
He's,
not too
he's good
bad.
on my side.
He doesn't need one, bro. He doesn't need one.
Yeah, he voted Harden. Throw it
That
all
means
away.
he's good over here.
Throw it all.
Stop.
Nigga said that means he's
Not
good
only
over
not only he
here.
vote
I
not only
didn't
he
hear the
vote
rest of the list. I
Harden.
didn't hear the rest of the list, to be honest. But the third
Not
team,
oh wow Jesus.
he's
Not
spitting
only
on
did
the
he
third team.
vote Harden. Not
It's
only
not
he
a bad
vote
list.
Harden, bro. He found a way to force Sabonis in there. He doesn't deserve a vote.
Can they just
Nigga, he
like?
lied. I knew he lied,
He
bro.
lies. He lied.
Is it possible for them to like purge the whole list and just restart this shit?
Nigga, he lied, bro. He lied. He
That's pretty
lied.
bad.
Nah, he's not. He's nasty for that, bro. He's
He
really
gave
nasty.
KD a vote, but not AD a vote.
Swiper might be right. He might just be old.
Hold on, wait. Let me see. What did he do for AD on a defensive team? Because if KD can make it with the many games he played, he had to vote for AD for all defensive teams. Because it's not making no sense to me. Triple J, Giannis, Embiid, Holiday, Smart, OG Anunoby, Draymond, Bam, Hubert. Oh
Hey,
man.
wait, read me first team again. Read me first team again, Low. It was who was it?
First team all defense or what?
All NBA. First team all NBA.
It was Giannis, Tatum, Embiid, Brown, and Shea.
Jaylen Brown is so man.
So we cannot say that he thought it was a witchcraft, bro. We can't say that. He's a liar, bro. Take his shit away, bro. Take that vote away, bro. Take that fucking vote away. Because on his All NBA teams, his top five was Jaylen Brown. That nigga's a liar. He put D Mitch up in he nigga he. All right, bro. Take his vote away, bro. Take his vote away. Take it away, bro. He gave D Mitch the third team. Third. Take his vote away, bro. Take that shit away.
Hey, but if we go through all these voters, there's a lot of inconsistent ballots. I'm not saying
But
that to absolve Mark Jackson, but I'm just saying throughout
Nigga,
the
you're just
years.
happy about the
no,
James
no,
shit,
and
dog.
No, no, no,
but
no, no.
he's
I'm not. I'm
right.
not. I'm not. Mark Jack. That was a bad ballot. But I'm saying throughout the years, because there's videos on like this same topic. I think his name's B-Ball Examined on YouTube.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
posted that, bro. That's crazy, Low.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You just found that's crazy, Low.
B-Ball Examine has videos like exposing voters, and like they do this weird thing where they'll vote for a guy for All NBA, or they'll have him in their top 5 for MVP and not vote him All NBA. They'll have him on an All Defensive Team or depoy vote and not on the other thing. So it's like there's been
But
like wild inconsistent ballots over the years.
but to do D Mitch third, to figure out a way to force Sabonis and Jokic on the same team, even though they're both centers, to figure out a way to
Yeah,
put
why would you
Kevin
gotta do that?
Durant.
And then Low, but then if he wants to do that, why would he not put Jokic and Embiid first team together anyway?
That's what I'm saying. If you found a way to put two centers in your second team, why not just do it for the first team? If you found a way to justify Kevin Durant making all NBA team, why wouldn't Anthony Davis make one, or why wouldn't AD make an all defensive team? It doesn't
Bro,
make any
I'm
sense.
just telling you now, bro. I just don't think a lot of these folks, man. Again, this process for me, we all do this. This is extremely thorough for me, and I am not like an actual voter. So for you to be this lackadaisical with your job, man, I just don't. And when legacies and money's on the line, yeah, bro, I just don't think
Yeah,
you can
you're
afford to do this
literally
anymore.
playing with people's contracts. Okay.
That's crazy.
Hey,
So
look,
no, he
he's a
needs to
man
lose.
of the cloth. Please. Chill on Mark. Chill on Marky
Oh,
Mark.
he is, he is, he is, he is,
Chill
he is.
on
But
I
you
Mark.
know,
think
I
but
don't
Wes is
think
but
he's
only
again,
saying
like
this because he put Jaylen Brown first take.
no, but Wes,
Before you got in here, Gifted, like before because I went to run real quick and I'm done now and I see y'all are still up. What I had said, I disagree with his decision. I think he should be reprimanded. I think there should be consequences. But at the same time, I'm hard pressed to be like, oh yeah, I hear what you're saying. You a bold faced liar. Just because, I do believe in his
Wait, did
faith.
you hear the response,
No, I
Wes?
listened
So
to it. I
he
listened
actually.
to it before I came up.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay.
But I don't know the nature of his other team. So like what you all were speaking to, if anybody could fill me in, like, cause I don't know the nature of anything else he had going on. Like this Jaylen Brown, like what's going on?
No, but what we're saying he can't. What we're saying is he can't pull the cop out of I. Ooh, excuse me. I thought this was all NBA. When on your actual all NBA teams, you had JB instead of Donovan Mitchell as your guard. And then when I go even further and look, you didn't have JB Donovan Mitchell until your third team. So Donovan Mitchell wasn't even a second team guard for you. So the idea that, oh, I just did that because of what you call it, because of the All NBA selections, doesn't make any sense because on your actual All NBA selections, you didn't give it to D Mitch.
Wait, did he not
Yeah,
have Jason Tatum for
no,
first
that's
team?
wrong.
He didn't have Tatum
No,
first
he
team.
did. He did.
All every
You
all
say
the
he
He
didn't?
did.
he
No,
He
he
did
did.
did.
He had him in
he
his
did.
MVP
Oh,
vote
okay.
Wait,
and
wait,
All
wait,
NBA first team.
wait a minute. He had Tatum and
He
Brown
had
first
Tatum and
team.
Brown first
Yeah.
team.
Yes, first team. Yes.
But
Nigga,
wait
he's
a minute.
Hey,
lying.
look,
But wait, hold
I'm
on.
rocking with
He's
Mark.
capping,
That's all
bro.
I needed to
The nigga
hear.
is dead
Shout
lying,
out Mark
bro.
Jackson, Tatum and Brown, first team All NBA. Let's go, baby.
Nah, he
I'm
bled
rock.
green today.
I'm rocking with Marky.
He bled green today, Wes. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie, man.
first NMZ with the Harden shit, now West with the Jaylen Brown shit. This is just gross, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think we
KB's
need
just
a.
mad his nigga was second team. That's good, man.
Okay, no, that's not true. But I did find it interesting that he said that he thought that was his first team or All NBA team, but then didn't put Steph there because we know his relationship with Steph and everything. But I just thought that was interesting. But don't try that shit, NMZ, please. Thank you.
Can't dish what you.
Y'all can. I'm trying to listen to the thing in its entirety because I haven't listened to it
I
yet.
just I legit heard the nigga say he's top 10 center all time. Da 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 da. I just thought it was thing. I don't mind if you take my vote away. I understand all that shit.
But no, but this is what I don't get though, KB. If
I think it was like this is gonna sound extreme, but I think it was like a suicide bomb mission, bro. That ass. I think this nigga was trying to make a point and then just copped out. You know, like I think
uh,
I think
Yo,
that's it.
yo.
What point was he trying to make?
I voted
I don't
Jaylen Brown
I don't
first team.
know,
Doesn't
but
really
he's
make
trying to
much of a
make one.
point.
That's for
Hey, you
sure.
gonna stop coming for
That's,
JB, man? Stop doing it.
he
Oh,
stinks.
my bad.
Stop doing it.
Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum at the same time.
I ain't say
They
anything
both
about him. See,
ah they both reek. So it's okay though. I don't lie.
Jalen doesn't reach, bro.
The other,
Uh-uh.
I'm sorry for cutting so much, but the other part
Not as
about
much as
it,
Jason, that's for sure.
the other part about it is that he says that I mean, as you can see, I voted center, two forward, two guards, but and if you're that hell bent on the identity of how you want to vote, you didn't vote. Not only did you not vote the guard that you wanted to vote for, that you voted for our All NBA team. I mean, excuse me, that you voted for, yeah, did you voted first team All NBA? But then second team All NBA, you were flexible enough to do two centers in your in your second team All NBA. So the idea that like, oh man, I just did the center, two forward, two guard thing. But even on your All NBA team, you didn't do the center two. You didn't do that. Take his vote away. Take it away. He doesn't need it, bro.
He has to go, blood.
He
He has
definitely
to
doesn't
go.
need it.
He doesn't need it, bro. He
That
doesn't
was
need
probably
it.
the ugliest shit I've ever heard
I
KB
kind
say.
of wish they could like restart the whole vote, like take everybody's vote away, and then gradually just redo the whole
I
process.
do,
That'd be
No,
cool.
and
you're
get
annoying.
to that point. I do think it's gonna sound crazy, but I think people they've got to figure out a way to get people voting on these things that are truly like lovers of like more than agenda and like
Yeah,
truly care about it. Because I do think like listening to Mark Jackson, because I listened to the little 1 minute 11-second clip that was posted about his apology on different radio. I think some of this could be, I don't know what their like deadlines are, how much time they have to do it, like when they you know when they
so
can
they
get.
have him till the last day of the season. That's Sunday. That's Sunday right before.
No funny, bro. Not trying to give him like all the bell in the world, but I really think, excuse me, that they just don't. I think it goes over their head. I think they forget. I think it's last minute stuff. Because if you look at
I know what you mean, Wes.
his list, and then you listen to his explanation, I don't even. I really like. And granted, it could just be the part of me that actually like likes him, but I really don't think he was lying. I think it was just an oversight. Like I just didn't. I think he was
Then why have
rushing
Donovan Mitchell?
But
Why
Wes,
have
I'm
because
about
I
to
Donovan
think
say,
he
Mitchell
was.
Wes.
been
I think
like
he was
that's the
scrambling. I
wait,
think he was
Wes.
scrambling. I understand what you all are
No, bro,
saying.
I don't think
I think
so.
that's
I
what
don't
was
think
going
so.
on though. I think he was.
Let's
Literally, you
wait.
have
Let's no wait. Let's take it a step further. Do you know what his All NBA team was his first team last year?
Nah, I don't. I looked it up, but I couldn't find it, so I left it alone.
It was guard, forward, center.
Interesting.
He put last year. He had found the ability to put Jokic and Embiid in the first team,
Oh no,
and
he's
I
cooked.
am so happy that people like that exist to where you can be forward thinking enough. But now all of a sudden you didn't find the ability to do that this season.
But you said he did for second team with Sabonis and
But he did for second team, so
yeah,
that
he might
means
be cooked.
you genuinely
I'm
He
not
believe
gonna
might
that
lie,
be
Wes.
Jokic
He
cooked.
was
cooked for
second
sure
team.
after that. I ain't gonna lie.
Take
Yeah,
it
he cooked.
away. Take that nigga vote
I'm not
away.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Wes, you fought the good fight, but that nigga is fried
Take
after hearing that.
that
I ain't gonna
vote
lie.
away. He don't need a vote. Take that shit.
Wait, hold on. Now let me lean in a little bit here
give
because
me the vote.
I've been
I'm
really
gonna
nice.
lean away. I'm gonna lean into taking
Why
that
do y'all
nigga
want to
vote.
Low,
cape
That's what I'm
so
gonna lean
bad
into.
for Mark Jackson right now?
listen. I'm leaning in a
Cape
little bit,
for
bro.
Mark. I want his vote
KB,
gone.
mute your mic, bro.
Oh my
Who
god.
are you talking to?
Look, listen. So I'm gonna lean in here a little bit, bro, because I'm gonna say that I've been giving him a
Oh
pass,
ass nigga.
but we gonna be. I don't know who you think you're talking to, bro. You small man. Look,
Nigga said
listen to me.
small man, nigga.
Listen, listen. I'm
You
sorry. I
dealing with a
apologize.
big body little nigga. I don't know what you talking about, bro.
Hey, crazy. Anyway, listen, I do think, bro, a lot of this, I think a lot of folks are hating on Joker, man. At this point, making up all these excuses, bro, and all this other stuff, I do like Mark Jones, but the fact of the matter is, these old heads did not want to give Joker 3 straight MVPs. I'm just gonna keep it at that, bro,
That's
because
what it is. Yeah.
at this point, all these excuses we seeing, the flipping the narrative and all that stuff, and everything that all these dudes was doing, nah, bro, they just didn't want to give them 3 straight. Because at the end of the day, bro, I'm giving you all these benefit of doubts, but your first team All NBA is different than your ballot, and then you got a dude in the top 5 on your ballot, third team All NBA. Makes no sense, none.
Swipe it.
So, and then if you
He's
had, and then
old
if you
though.
had, and then, but if you had Jokic and Embiid first team last year, what was changed this year?
I'm
What
not gonna lie,
changed?
Swiper. I think you're asking great questions, but I really don't give a fuck about none of those because Jalen Brown made a first team All NBA.
Well, do you guys think Mark Jackson put this much thought into it though?
No,
If he didn't though, that's another reason why he should lose his vote.
I
Because
agree with that.
how long has he been a voter?
I don't know, but
Some of
it's
these
maybe
guys really just take their ballot and it's muscle memory for them. Although I don't think that was the case this year because there's newer names on the list, but I don't really think he thought about this that much.
he was
That's what I was
and
saying.
Jalen
I'm
Brown's
just
the
saying, muscle
only
memory or not, you just say, you know what, I gotta put Brown and Tatum first
You
team. I
keep
gotta
you
Bro,
Because
go.
there
keep
was like a
harping on
Jalen
five-year
that. Why do you
stretch
keep
where dudes
harping
were
on
giving
it?
Kawhi Leonard all
Like
these second
Jalen,
That's
votes.
like
disgusting.
Jalen Brown isn't him. Like stop playing.
He's
no
not
no no no
first
it's not your
team
fault.
Stop
All
playing.
NBA caliber
Jalen
Stop
at
playing.
all.
the only first team that Jalen
Wes
Brown
is such a
received was
caper,
from
dog.
Have some shame.
what's his name.
Fucking god.
The only first team that Jalen Brown received also was from Mark.
That's what I was the only.
Cause Mark has
Oh.
the vision. He sees that
Man,
young
just
man.
Yeah,
He
rolling,
sees
just
that young
bro.
rolling.
brother, man. Shout out Mark Jackson, man.
It's
For
not
the
Steph
Jalen
Curry no
Brown,
more, I
hold
fear.
on. Only for his Jalen Brown vote. Not shout out for the Jokic shit. I do not stand with that. I personally would have voted Jokic MVP. So but the Jalen
I think
Brown
everybody that's a non whatever. Yeah, I think everybody did. Everybody in the streets would. That's what I've been hearing.
and swipe, like
I'm just, you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy this nigga's vote's gonna be taken away, and I'm also happy at the fact that next year is gonna be positionless. So,
Damn.
like
you
damn,
know,
praying on his demise. But look, swipe,
I'm
it
not
works.
praying on his demise. He doesn't deserve a vote if he does something that
Right,
dumb. Like
it's
what?
clearly a joke, bro. He be
It's
all up
Hey,
on
hey
irresponsible,
Wes,
bro.
Drizzy,
hey
Nah,
Wes,
man.
nigga.
question. Hey Wes, question. I got a question for you. I got a trivia for you, Wes. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So we all know who led the NBA in EPM, PER, box plus minus, and all that stuff. The analytics fraud stuff, right? We all know who led it in the regular season. Guess who's leading again in the playoffs, Wes?
I would
Here
assume
we go
one
with this
Nikola
TI 84 shit.
Jokic.
This ABC analytical
That's
nerd shit,
crazy.
bro.
So I'm trying to
Let's talk about
understand,
ball.
when is it valuable then? When does it matter? Because if he's giving you 35, 14, and 10 and the analytics are still pretty, then I don't understand. Because next year, we can't go back to analytics. They can never use it again. They literally can't ever use it again because it doesn't make sense. Jokic was a clean sweep. There's no way to come back next year and be like, this player's leading the NBA in PER and box plus minus and all that. There's no way.
No, swipe.
Because
What you're missing
Not
is the eye test still tells you, pulling clips from Detroit during the regular season in game 65,
that's facts. That's
that he's
facts.
not that guy, and like his defense has got to be the worst in the league. Like he's got to be worse than John
And B
Morant.
would never.
He
And B would never.
he's
And B would
got to
never.
be worse than Trae Young defensively. All of those things exist. You know, the clips. Again, what it was one team that really it just did Denver in, bro. It was
Spurs. It
the
was the
Spurs,
Spurs.
Spurs. There we go. And those clips, it has to me like all of these numbers are fake, and all of his impact metrics are fake, and
But
none of his
surely Devin Booker and Kevin Durant are killing him in pick and roll.
exactly. That's definitely what's happening.
Just Devin Booker, to be honest.
And no, because I gotta go before these games start because I haven't eaten nothing literally all day.
Well, you got
Hey, go to
13 minutes. You good.
Chipotle,
Matter of
bro.
fact,
Go to
18.
Chipotle, bro. Good East. It's It's a a late late start, start, by the way. The game starts at 4:45 West Coast time. matter of fact, no. 7:45.
Um,
Go get a chicken quesadilla, bro.
No.
Why you want him to get a
I
quesadilla?
just got me a
What you mean? Chicken
whole
quesadillas are
a
like
whole
Okay,
chicken
awesome.
torch.
okay.
All I just want, I want it to be known again that
Wes, if you want someone to get you
people,
food, just say that, bro.
these people will get
I'm
on
encouraging him
platforms,
to eat this.
tell everybody else that we're changing the narrative or changing the reason to why somebody should get an MVP vote or not. And those are the people who keep changing their standards. It's not the analytic people, it's not the beat writers, it's not us. It's the same people who complain about it every single year. Mark Jackson should not have a vote. He had back-to-back seasons where he's voted wildly inconsistent, and then when he got the opportunity to explain himself, it completely contradicted how he actually voted. This idea that he voted center, guard, forward. No, you didn't vote that way on your All NBA first team last year. You didn't vote that way for your second team All NBA this year. And the player that you had as a guard this year, you did not put in your MVP race this year. So stop it. Spare me, nigga. You're lying. You need to lose your vote. You clearly don't care about it. You simply don't care. It does not matter to you. Give it to somebody who actually cares, who's going to take it more serious than you. Don't give a fuck what he did in the NBA. Don't care how many games he played in the association. Don't care if you've been a coach. Don't care if you've been commentating. If you are not going to take it serious and you're going to sit here and either A, lie about it, or B, be haphazard about it to where you're inconsistent even beyond your explanation, you should not have a vote. It's as simple as that, bro. It's as
Yeah, I'm
simple.
not even gonna lie to you. Even Kendrick Perkins, a nigga who's pushing like the racially motivated shit, wouldn't have done that. I'll be honest. I don't think he wouldn't have done
No, even though no Kendrick Perkins will sit here and say one year it's about defense. The next year he's voting Devin Booker over Giannis. Even he's inconsistent.
that. But he wouldn't have done something like that.
No,
Where he
this
packed.
is like this right here. This is peak. I cannot imagine that Mark Jackson is this unintelligent. I genuinely think he's lying. I just think he's lying.
No
Either you
shit.
want me to believe that he's unintelligent, which I do not think he is. I think he believes other people are unintelligent, but I think he is lying. He cannot sit here and say, "Come on, guys, I thought it was center, forward, guard." When last year, when on this year's second team All NBA, he didn't vote that way. Last year's first team All NBA, he didn't vote that way. And last year's MVP race, he didn't vote that way either because he put both Jokic and Embiid. You can't tell me these things. You can't say that. And then even if you want to say that maybe this year you thought it was that, the guards that you put in are not the same guards that you had on your MVP. So you
And
can't
then
say that.
if your top three is Embiid, Giannis, and Jokic, they all fit on first team, bro. I mean, they
Yes.
all fit on first team, every single one of them.
Which
So
which is what he did last year. So he found a way to do it last year, and this year he found a way to have his second team All NBA had featured two centers. So we now understand he is progressive enough to believe that two centers can be on the same All NBA team. That and I applaud him for that. But don't then in your explanation say, "Come on, guys, I did center, forward, guard," because that's not how you've been voting for the past 2-3 years now. So spare me. You're lying. I'm not fucking retarded. You think I'm dumb, but I'm not. Lose your vote. He needs to lose his vote. Lose it. Period. All right. And I will be putting that tweet out too. Mark Jackson, you need to lose your vote.
Yeah, I think